The Heroes of Greyhawk is a game played by adults and recorded for an adult audience. Sometimes we use adult language and explore adult topics. Consider yourself warned. My friends, in our last session, the Golden Shears and Luarn the Fox implemented a nutty plan to poison the inhabitants of the Dieg Manor, utilizing powerful poisons and their man on the inside, an unsuspecting butler type named Hear Me. With the plan in motion, you watched as Hear Me appeared in the window, distressed and distraught, attempting to crawl through the opening, but pulled back inside before doing so. The party snapped into action like the heroes that they are, slipping inside the manor and engaging with the brigands amidst the lavish digs of the man named Dieg. With Hear Me downed and motionless, you waded through your foes with dope hexblade shit, roguish audacity, the ravenous fairy guardians. But in the chaos of the battle, a well-placed blade pierced Desmond from a space of concealment, dropping the rogue before the companions could respond. Overwhelmed and standing amidst his fallen companions, the assassin fled into the catacombs below the manor. You had a moment. The party revived Desmond, gave chase, descending into darkness as you do, sparking off a battle as you do against a small squad of substantially compromised and infirmed guests with gastrointestinal discomfort. The result, you ask? Total carnage, pretty foul smell, and the shears cutting their way through the guards one by one, giving chase to this assassin as they fled down the hall. And just as the tide of the battle was about to change in the favor of our heroes, the door at the end of the hall opened and a hobgoblin hurled a fireball which exploded into a fiery inferno around them. From the smoke marched forward a massive warrior clad in armor fashioned from the bones of their fallen enemies and swinging a greatsword. Nori channeled her warlock magic, raised a fallen warrior to her service. Guards continued to fall as they tried to defend the passage with their shield wall, the whips of their masters licking at their heels. The party focused their attacks against the Bone Knight, eventually dropping him and sending the remaining guards running for cover in an adjacent room and slamming the door shut behind them. Desmond quickly brandished a crowbar, pried open the wooden door. Peering through the cracks, you watched a handful of guards scrambling to form a shield wall and ready themselves for the next wave of the battle. My friends, you, at this moment, have made the decision to scramble back through the corridors, making your way up the stairway to the main level of the Dieg Manor. Wounded, resources expended for some of you, shaken perhaps by the level of defensive embattlements that you encountered. You find yourselves on the main floor of the Dieg Manor. For a moment, you stand amidst the carnage of the guards that you had put down. What would you like to do?
Nori would have asked the zombie to come with, or commanded it.
Yeah, you don't ask, you tell.
I tell.
That zombie.
I would like to thank Downrider for the 500 bits.
Oh, thank you, Downrider. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let us know if you'd like to donate those to our players, our GM, or what you'd like to do with those. Of course, people you know, since you've been around for a while, you can donate bits to grant advantages for our players or our GM. So it looks like our players each have one. Thank you so much, Downrider.
Ooh, thank you.
Write that down.
Yes. So, as I said, you find yourselves on the main floor of the manor. And I now ask of you, what would you like to do? Do you want to poke about? Do you want to leave the manor?
I think the first thing Lauren's going to do is run over to the room where we last left Hear Me. See how he's doing.
He is moaning and unconscious.
Okay, we got to get him out of here.
10 hit points? He's unconscious?
He is, he was on the death's door and has not fully came back to consciousness.
Well, we can carry him out of here.
Yeah, we'll carry him out of here.
Yeah, he can't stay here.
Yeah, at least roll him out the window or something.
They already know we're here. Let's just go out the door.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Nori would like to look out the door first and like peek out, make sure there's not another force arriving.
Give me a perception check, Nori, as you look out one of the windows. The windows, as you remember when you were approaching the manor, there was no light coming through. The curtains were drawn. Perhaps some of them shuttered, but in this case, you can pull back a curtain in one of the sitting rooms, the room where Hear Me is now just starting to come to as you step down to help him up. What was the roll? 10. You see what you would expect, the normal passage of pedestrians, an occasional wagon or carriage being pulled by a team of horses. Nothing that suggests that there is some sort of well-planned and well-laid trap that's waiting for you just outside the door.
All right, let's get Hear Me out of here. I'm gonna help him up.
Yes. Oh,
well done, Hear Me.
What?
Didn't realize there was a whole militia downstairs.
Master Dieg, did you find him? Oh. You can see that he's got blood just smeared all across his shirt. It looks as though his nose is probably broken. There's blood sort of semi-dry just below his nostrils.
We weren't able to make it far enough. We haven't found him yet.
Here.
We're going back though. Don't worry, Hear Me.
We'll be back. We've got to regroup.
Yeah.
We probably don't look much better than he does, I would imagine.
This place is a mess. It's going to take me weeks to clean this.
Likely.
Yeah.
Don't be alarmed by this guy either. He's not going to hurt you.
What the fuck is that?
He's on our side. Don't worry. Don't look at him. You'll get nightmares.
You guys all kind of forgot that the zombie was there as you turn on.
I don't think we can bring him with us.
No, I have other plans
I think
for
he'll
him.
have to stand guard.
What's his
I
name?
mean, you could leave him in the basement.
I'm going to name him Nibus.
Nibus.
Another Nibus?
Nibus
Is there
2. Yes, I'm being
Nibus
consistent.
Nibus second.
It's Brandon, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's going to stay here and guard the door while we go. If anyone tries to come through, he's going to fight them. Aren't you, Nibus? See, it's handy. It's handy that I can do this now.
That's it's unsettling. Man, it smells in here. We should get going.
Okay.
I did what I could. But
No, I know. We know.
when the
appreciate your help.
guards changed, the potency of whatever you gave me was so much that they caught on before the second round of guards could imbibe. Oh, it smells like shit. Good God.
Yeah, maybe three doses is a little
Why does
much.
it smell so bad?
We should open the windows before we leave.
No, or we could just leave them closed and gas them out.
Oh, may the gods forgive us for what we've done. And he just kind of hobbles towards the door. He kind of reaches
I'm
out.
sure they deserved every bit of it.
Yeah.
Overlapping a-holes. All right, let's get out of here.
So you push the door open to the estate. It is early afternoon. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. There's nice big clouds, fluffy clouds floating by in the sky. Whatever happened to you and your companions in the basement of this manor, the rest of the world seems oblivious to the fact.
Anybody
you
got
step out-
prestidigitation?
Oh, yeah. Some of you do, I think.
Yeah,
Clean-
I do.
clean. I want to clean ourselves off so we don't draw the attention of the. Oh, that's nice. Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's like a squeegee of
Sure.
magic.
Get
That's
my
like-
eyebrows,
that's like-
will you, Xanthi? I got some gore on the tips.
Ugh.
Thanks. Thanks.
You got some in your hair too.
A little bit in the hair. Right,
Just
right
like-
about there.
All right, turn around.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Ooh. Good as new.
This is what happens when you run into it. They're all around you. It's gore.
I'm gonna flag down a carriage if I can, like a hire. If there's a cab for hire, so we can take Hear Me, so he doesn't have to walk.
Okay. You start to try to flag something down. Give me a
After we're cleaned.
give me a persuasion check. As you are standing at the gated entrance to the courtyard to the Dieg estate, perhaps not walking all the way out into the streets with Luarn as Luarn tries to flag down a carriage, mostly to conceal the potential carnage that still lingers upon yourselves.
The 13.
Okay. You try to flag down a carriage and it just races right past you, potentially occupied or not in service. But you continue to try.
Hold out a coin.
Oh, that helps. Roll again with advantage. You look about, and Nori, as you're sort of peeking around, maybe have stepped out closer to Luarn, you can see a familiar individual. Startlingly, you see, and oh, thanks for the raid, Architects of Fate. You see the Architects of Fate walking down the road, looking dapper as hell. Obviously, massive amounts of clout and wealth as they just stroll past the Dieg Manor. They maybe give a tip of the hat to Luarn and Nori, but Nori, you look past the Architects of Fate, and you see Alrin standing in front of a house, one or two doors down, a large mansion, examining some notes that he has on a piece of parchment and looking up at the house, almost as if he's like a tourist on a tour of the Parade of Homes or something. What do you do, Nori?
Nori's gonna use her patented bird call, but I'm actually a human trying to do a bird call, so that Alrin will know, yes, that it is me and not just a random bird. Caw-caw! Caw-caw!
Birds don't sound like that.
That's the plan, exactly.
They do not.
Alrin, you hear the call, maybe even recognizing it as something that one of your companions who you had intended to track down at some point on this day, perhaps back at the courtyard where you had met them and rendezvoused previously, which was the plan likely. It's been almost a day since you've seen them. And you turn your head and see Nori. And Nori is standing there with a strange individual that you've never met, a tall man. Luarn, would you describe yourself to Alrin, please?
Luarn is actually not that tall. He is slight. He is clad in leather. He's got a goatee and his hair pulled back in a braid. Wears a sword and a short sword and a whip on his hip, and currently has a coin and is flagging down with a 17, hopefully, a cab for hire.
All right, we'll come back to that in a minute, Luarn. What do you do with that information, Alrin? You see Nori and this individual trying to flag down a carriage.
I would subtly walk over to them, not directly, but kind of at an angle, just looking around, notes in my hand, just kind of nodding around, trying to look casual. And then I veer over and, sort of meet up with them.
This is when the rest of you also notice that Alrin has just arrived.
We look like shit. We're like all beaten and bloody.
So, funny you say that. I have slight bags under my eyes. You see a little bit of glitter on me, and I smell of ale.
Must have been a good time.
Yeah, that looks like a way better time than we had.
Where have you been? Did we know where he went? I forgot.
No.
You went off to
You
learn
did
some
not.
stuff, I thought.
You look like you had more fun than we did.
I had mentioned that I recognized this name Karst, and I wanted to find out more information. I figured that my uncle Yazal probably knew something about it. That's definitely where I had heard it before. So I used my sending stone to contact him, and I reached out and I said, "Hey, Uncle Yazal, we've got this problem over here. We're looking for this guy Karst." And he said, "It's funny I should bring that up. His name just came up the other day, and there was a connection between him and the Abbey. I was also told that the Cult of Vecna is active in Verbobunk and somehow probably connected with the attack on the Abbey and probably responsible for Karst's disappearance. Now, after getting this information, and there's more, I'll come back to that, I decided to do a little little sleuthing of my own. Did some back alley investigations, and I ended up at the Red Ox. And I met with Brandoon, the Filthy 15. And to get into his favor, I was compelled to compete in a drinking contest in the Velveteen Lounge in there. Now, I was victorious, but I may have also gotten a new tattoo. That's not relevant right now. We'll talk about that later. And I burp a little bit. The stuff wasn't great there. That got me information taking me to the Bristling Hedgehog, where I ran into an old pal, Declan Dunderfists. Now, we had a few more drinks, and to ease his tension that I wasn't gonna cause trouble, he actually made me go at him at a dance-off. Now, I'd rather not talk too much about it, but I will say that I am still finding coppers on my body. And you see him shake his leg a little bit uncomfortably, and a copper rolls out from his pant leg. I shake my head, and he's like, and so when he was comfortable talking to me, he sent me over to the Hanged Man Tavern, where I had to grease the palms of several of the Caporeiro sisters, very odd elven women. And basically they required me to perform 3 songs, one for each sister. It was an awkward time, and that's probably why I have the rest of this glitter on me that I've tried to prestidigitate, but even that doesn't get rid of glitter, you know. But finally, they led me on my way to the Sky and Sheath, which I was introduced to this half-elven hustler, Oakland Seven Fingers. Now, in the future, he may be referred to as Oakland Six Fingers. He attempted to mislead me. I could tell he was lying and holding back and trying to bullshit me. So him and his cronies, these spineless jerks, they had information. I had to beat it out of them a little bit. There may be a few less teeth amongst them, but they were able to give me a little bit of information that I thought was very handy. Now, he said there's a connection between the Cult of Vecna and the Eye of Twilight. Though Oakland, he's nobody. He's too low on the chain. They're not going to give him anything as sustenance. So that he didn't have much more about that, but he did know that Karst is probably being held in a crypt below some highfalutin estate over in the High Quarter, which I was trying to check out and be a little nonchalant. Yeah. So, but you know, before I forget, you know, what my uncle also talked to me about was, he said he heard that spies have reported the Drakas shipyard are working around the dock, and they're building a fleet of war galleons, he says, on the Westesta Lake, and he thinks maybe war is looming. So, you know, there's battles all over the place. It is getting violent out there, more so than ever before. So he's headed to Chendril in the kingdom of Feriandi's capital. And by all reports, Ayaz had a hand in the nefarious business with the Dark Druids and the Temple of Elemental Evil. So he basically said, you know, we should try to find this Eye of Twilight that I had mentioned to him before the followers of Vecna are Ayos, and we got to figure out what it is and destroy it probably. So I've had a hell of a night at all these fucking seedy places, and I cannot get this smell of alcohol and this glitter off me, but man, am I ready to bust some more heads with my friends. And by the way, new guy, nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Lorne. I'm glad we're, if not on the same page, we're reading the same book.
Yeah. Somehow I feel like I missed all the action now.
Well, you almost died.
Yeah, I
So you
jump off the ground.
had some action of your own.
And
Not
that
the
is
best
fun.
kind of action.
Well,
And honestly, I'd rather smell like booze than this.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
about the time, Olerin, when you get a wafting cloud of fecal odors coming off of your companions.
Vegetation.
Yeah, we
You know, I gotta tell you, that Golden Shears coffee I had before I ran off probably saved me in that drinking contest. And I think we could use a couple cups now to sort of get that smell to drop down a bit, maybe.
Do we get a
Wanna
carriage?
bathe in it?
I'll do, you know what? Whew. We're gonna be very noticeable in these fancy houses smelling
Not in this
smelling
one.
not so
Well, yeah,
fancy.
Oh,
this
Not
this
enough.
one's filled with baddies.
except for this. No, this is
And
Hear
blood
Me.
and
Sorry,
hope.
we didn't introduce him. This is Hear Me.
Nice
He's
to
our
meet you.
former man inside.
Oh, carriage, carriage. And you hold the coin up in the carriage. The driver pulls on the reins. The horses come to a stop. And he looks down and he says, all of you needing a ride.
That's right.
6 gold for the lot of you. Try not to get any of that, whatever that is, on the upholstery.
It's party paint. You're fine.
Here's 6 and 7 for the smell. Sorry about that.
Well, I'm up here. You're the ones that are gonna have to deal with it. Get in. Where are we headed?
Where are we going? Back to
I'll name an inn near Philodren's old place.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you guys hop in, you pay the driver, and they deliver you to the location that you are interested in going to. Not a problem. It is a very nice, I would say in terms of inns, it's kind of on the level of like a hotel almost. As you pull up and the doors open, you can see that there are doormen that are standing at the ready to open the door.
Oh, lovely. I will go straight to the front and ask for your best room, a suite if you have one.
Oh, sweet. Yes, of course. Let me just see what we have available for you, Mr.
Luarn.
Mr. Luarn. Yes, of course.
One moment, please. And he turns around and goes to a ledger.
We do have the suite available, sir.
Lovely, we'll take it.
It is 75 gold per evening.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good.
How many of you are there then?
75 per person, or
No,
for the suite?
for the suite.
For the suite, yes. There are 6 of us.
We'll have some extra bedding brought up then to
That would
accommodate.
be appreciated.
And would you like any meal or beverages sent up?
Whatever's the next meal, that would be lovely. Thank you.
Very well. We will take care of you while you're here. Welcome.
Much appreciated, my man. And I'll slide him 80, the equivalent of 80 gold.
Very kind. And he
you
slides you a key across the table. It's easy enough
I was ready to retire.
That's a good point. It's going to be harder now. It's easy enough to find the room. You don't have any luggage or anything like that other than Hear Me, who is doing okay, but still struggling a little bit. It's easy enough to conceal that struggle as you walk him and the rest of your companions up to the room. You find yourselves in this extremely plush a room that's almost like being in a small home. There are 3 different bedroom areas. There is a small area sitting room, which has 2 glass doors that swing out to a balcony that you can overlook the street below. You're on the 3rd floor of this building. Some of you maybe have never even been up on a building this tall, who knows, but it's very nice. And as you relax into this space, perhaps sitting down on some of the extremely comfortable furniture that's located here, only a couple minutes pass before you hear a knock on the door.
Go answer it.
You open up the door and you see a young man who is pushing a cart. I was told food and beverages here for 6.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, okay.
What's your name?
My name is Tomris.
Thomas, please come on in.
Thank you. And he kind of pushes the cart in. Right over here. And he puts it against the wall and he looks at you and he says, well, we've got the roast mutton with the roasted vegetables, and he pulls off like the tops of the tins of these little dinner plates to show you the meal, and you can just smell the delicious scent of the food. And there are warm rolls that are wrapped in some cloth. There is a large slab of butter that looks as though it's about to melt off the plate, and there is a large jug of water. And then he also pulls out a bottle of wine and shows it to you. From Kieland, it's some of the finest.
That is wine. Yes, thank you. Lovely.
Would you like me to open it for you?
Oh, sure. That's what we do. Sure, yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
Yes, of course. And he pops it open and hands you the cork, and just kind of looks at you expectantly.
I look at the cork, not sure exactly what to do with it, and thank you, and put that down.
And he pours a glass and hands you a glass of wine, and just kind of stands looking at you expectantly.
No, man, go ahead and fill it up.
Of course, sorry. And he pours it.
Thank you.
He looks at you.
That's great, fantastic.
Okay.
Take a sip. One for each of us, please.
Oh, of course. And he pours
Nori
a couple
picks
more
up
glasses.
the cork and takes a bite out of it.
Oh, what are you doing?
He pretends not to notice because he's very polite.
Xanthi's in the corner with like the carafe of this is a water, and she's just like washing herself with a washcloth.
I'm sure there's a bathroom, right?
There's a water closet and a basin.
Water closet.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, she's over there.
And they can bring hot water for you. I mean, these places would have services like that. They would have laundry. They could bring up hot water for the basin, that kind of thing.
I'll give him a gold and ask him, thank you for the meal. If we could get some hot water delivered, that would be fantastic.
We'll have some brought up
for his trouble.
Thank you very kindly. Thank you all. Enjoy your stay.
Would I know what the proper tip would be for this guy?
Yeah, you might roll a let's call it an intelligence check, straight up.
Okay. We're starting out good today, baby. We're starting out good.
Talk to me.
20. It's
natural?
all going downhill from here. That's a
natural 20. Oh my gosh.
We're doomed.
Obviously, this is the only thing that matters is knowing how much to tip them.
It's a really important roll. You did good on.
Tip roll. Yep.
Well done.
You would expect to do something in the order of maybe 5 gold pieces for the service.
I give him 5 gold.
Thank you. Yes, we'll have more wine sent up, some hot water, and if there's anything that you need, just ring the bell. And he kind of points to a cable or a little string on the wall that you can see that it dangles down with like some nice little doily frills on the end, and it goes up, and then it goes down through these eyelets through the floor and must disappear somewhere where you can pull on that and ring a bell for service. Just ring the bell and I'll be right up. Again, my name is Tomris, and I'm here to serve you. Thank you very much. And he just kind of scans past all of you and nods his head, smiles, and sort of a forced smile, and then leaves.
Yeah, Xanthi pokes her head out of the water closet. Thank you.
Much appreciated. Look towards Alred and say, "This is kind of new to me. Thank you for." Yeah. So
he's just gonna collapse on one of the couches and drink his wine.
Or he spits the cork out.
As you drink the wine, Alred, I feel like I said, we're reading the same book, but let's get on the same page. That Eye of Twilight you were talking about, that thing was what's responsible for this room? Somebody with deep pockets paid me and my crew to heist that from underneath the temple of Cuthbert, and that temple was holding an auction of some kind. It didn't seem above board. I got to tell you the truth, being held underneath the sewers and all that. But and I'll tell you, they weren't Cuthbertians that we fought down there. But in any case, we got it. We got out there with our skins, and when we delivered the painting, which is what it is or what it was picked up by I can only imagine one of the Circle of Eight. He was a very powerful magician, just sort of opened up this portal where we were and took it. There was something in it that he really wanted. It was in the painting, not the painting itself. The painting itself was dangerous in and of itself. It killed one of my companions just by looking at it. And yeah, I think we're all caught up. Then shortly after that, the Circle of Eight was reported to have been killed.
Yeah, those are all
So-
the very most important wizards in Greyhawk.
That painting had something to do with Vecna. I don't know what. Above my pay grade.
I know that the followers of Vecna are looking for it, so, and also IUs, so,
Well, I'm glad it's not in my hands anymore.
well,
Party.
that could come back to haunt us, perhaps, but maybe that's a problem for tomorrow. Maybe.
Let's hope. I had enough problems for today.
Oh my gosh, is that mutton? Like walks
It's mut-
over and just takes a big.
I feel guilty, so I'm
Right.
gonna slice up some food for Jeremy and bring it over to him as he's recuperating on hopefully in a nice down feathered bed.
Yeah, he's found a spot to sit, and he is sort of leaning back and almost looks to be asleep as you approach with the food. And oh, thank you. Oh yes,
Wine?
of course.
Mutton?
Oh yes, wine. Yes, some food would be good. Thank you. And he takes the food, and he takes a bite of the mutton and chews it and swallows it. Oh God. Oh no, I think I'm gonna be sick.
Here, get a basin. Get the
And
basin.
he gets up and sort of like staggers a little bit, reaches out, puts his hand on the wall, and then he just vomits the food back out. I'm so sorry. This is
Did
so
I get the
embarrassing.
basin in time?
There's
Give
clean
me,
hot water
give me
in
a
the
basement.
dexterity
Don't
save.
waste the clean
Give
hot
me a
water.
dexterity saving throw.
Just throw
I
it
do
in the
have
hot.
fast hands. That is a feature of my class.
Roll with advantage.
Okay.
This is when
It's
fast
the
hands
parent
really comes
holding out
into
his
play.
hands to catch
That is a 21.
Yes, you do. You grab the basin and you dive through the air and are able to get it down as he's and just ping ping in the basin, just the chunks of meat. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry.
Oh
And
no,
he
you're good. Keep
takes
me
the
on my
wine
toes.
and
I like it.
Drinks the full glass of wine down, and then
It's nothing like what we
sits
just
back
went
down.
through. I tell you what. That cellar, that's gonna need some cleaning up. Luckily, that's not considered really part of the house, is it? That's not under your purview. You're good.
You know, you don't really need to think about that right now. Let's just breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and just start feeling a little better. Don't think
Yeah,
about
maybe-
the gore level that's in your basement.
No, you should probably just lay down for a little bit or something.
There you go. There you go.
Some rest. Yes.
So I don't know if we mentioned this before, but Des and I ran into some like random beggar outside the house, and he said that Dieg was in the cellar.
Yeah. Well, I think that's where Karst is too. Shit.
Do you think that Mr. Dieg is still alive?
Let's hope so.
I hope so. I hope they don't move them now that they know that we know.
Well, at least we know they're underground and those all connect somehow. So if we need to, we can track them down.
We need to. We can go into one of the other houses and go
That's what I
down
was
and
thinking
find our
too.
way in. Well, all right then. No, you'll flip her hair at Lauren.
That was the that was the cork. That was
Do
The
you
cork
think
was not what I thought it would be. I thought we were supposed to take a bite of that. Isn't that what they tell you?
I don't know.
I've never
smell
eaten.
it. You
Smell it. That's
You're
what-
supposed to
smell it.
smell it.
You don't eat it. No.
what's it smell
Oh.
like?
Wine, hopefully.
Well, it smells like
Well,
my
so does
saliva
mine.
now.
Live and learn.
Okay.
No.
Yep. Next
Okay.
time. Next time.
When
Maybe-
Luarn, oh, go ahead, Ash.
Maybe do you think Philodren's house has an underground that connects just like Dieg's did?
Not that he ever told me. Did he? Do I know? I don't think so.
It's unlikely. I mean, it's far away for one from where you were. It's still within the same district, but it's possible. But you've never heard of anything about it.
I mean, he never told me if he did, but I wouldn't put it past.
I was going to say one of the things that I wanted to mention was when Luarn was talking about the Eye of Twilight and providing you with information. Luarn, would you have told them what you know, or were you holding anything back? Because there are a couple of additional details that you might have told him if you wanted to. That I have.
At this point, wading through shit and blood, I don't think at this point I would be holding back.
Okay.
What I know.
So there's a couple of additional details that I'll fill in based on what Luarn and his team had found out, what they'd been told by the curator of Lionette Gallery and other individuals, including I think maybe some intel gathered from Miral Cutterfro, the gnomish proprietor of Kron Hall in Gnomeburg. You had picked up some information. I don't remember from who, but the painting, the Eye of Twilight painting, which you guys all know now was a painting, as Lauren has filled you in, was said to be extremely old, to predate the twin cataclysms, possibly from some forgotten civilization. It was also rumored that Vecna himself painted the Eye of Twilight, infusing it with some sort of a dark magic, which certainly Luarn can attest to the fact that it was infused with dark magic. Whether or not it was actually created by Vecna is up for debate, I suppose. But some people, and this was told to you by, I believe, the Miss Lionette, that there's some fragment of Vecna's lost power, perhaps, that was imbued into the painting itself.
I mean, that tracks for a couple of reasons. Jerry, rest his soul, took one look at that thing and died, keeled over dead just from one glance, and then as I said, it was picked up by, can only assume, one of the Circle of Eight, very powerful wizard, who paid us very handsomely for delivery of this thing.
Do you think that the Circle of Eight was killed to get the thing, or do you think the thing killed the Circle of Eight?
That's a very good question. I don't know. It definitely had something to do with it.
That guy pulled the thing out of the painting, though, right?
Yes, he pulled.
Whatever it was.
Yes, he pulled a I think it was it made of skin of some kind, perhaps? Dave?
The actual canvas itself, best you could tell without really investigating it too closely, because no one wanted to really look at it except for Jerry and Karst.
And Jerry died.
Jerry did not survive.
But what he pulled out from the back, wasn't there something separate from the canvas in the back, or was it the actual? Yeah,
the canvas was actually destroyed as this individual, whoever it was, took a knife and slashed through the painting with some sort of explosive, almost starburst effect. And as the canvas fell to the ground, it ignited and burned. And what the man held in his hand, presumably pulling this from the back of the canvas, was some sort of a parchment.
Yeah, well, that's what I described.
Mm-hmm.
Bad news all around. What the hell were hobos doing underground?
Hobos? What?
Hobgoblins. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. There was only one of them, but
I thought there was two.
He was not very nice.
That we saw. Well,
who were those guys?
There's an assortment of weird guys down there that we were not expecting.
Yeah, well, the mercenaries.
Armored dude.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
Like him at all.
Nice if we could just avoid that section.
Collapse it.
Yeah, I was thinking if we knew what other house was connected to that tunnel, maybe we could go back in from the other way. But
yeah, that might take some doing. We could probably find it.
What's up, Taryn?
Ooh. I mean, if we could get away with a little B&E to avoid some mass casualties again, I'm all for it.
Would it be worth just trying the house that's directly behind it?
From the way that the
where it was.
Yeah, we don't know which way the tunnels went. That's the thing. Like we only saw the room, the doors. We don't know what was beyond that.
No. But if we went into the house behind it, went down,
we could always give it a shot.
See what we could find. I mean,
maybe
if they're connected,
pretend to be sewer inspectors.
Or we could just break in.
Oh, okay.
Under the cover of night.
This sort of thing, would that be recorded in the city logs? Like not necessarily the sewers, because they're separate from the sewers. This is like the catacombs that we're talking about, right?
Correct. Give me an intelligence check, Lauren.
It was a 13.
You've never had the wealth to say for sure how the others live and how they operate and what they do and don't disclose to governments, but it's pretty intuitive for you to think that it's likely that a lot of these types of things are concealed and that there would be no record of it, especially if it is an extensive network. It may be that it is a secret. It may be that it is from the ancient times when perhaps there was more of an elvish presence to this particular settlement in the early days of Verbobank. It's possible, but it's unlikely.
Yeah, I would imagine if it was a newer construction, maybe the I don't know, Stonemasons Guild might have some record of building it, but who knows? I have no idea how old that is under there. Or we can go back and try again tomorrow. They won't be expecting us to be back the next day.
Of course not. Or we can do a little breaking and entering.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't think we were dumb enough to come back the next day.
Exactly.
They'd be wrong.
At this point, hear me sort of in a slurring tone after you see him pounding a second glass of wine. Do you think that Master Dieg will still be alive if we wait?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Good question. Yeah.
You don't know if he's alive right now.
Your friend. Oh.
If they kept him alive, they kept him alive for a reason.
And
They needed
if
him
he's
for
been
something.
alive for a week now,
Yeah.
you said he's been missing for a week, there's no reason to think that they would suddenly kill him.
I'm sure he's dead.
Unless they're on to the fact that somebody's after him.
I would think if they would have killed him, they would have left the area. But why would they stay there?
I like to think it's my cooking. Well, at least up until the last meal. And now it's no good.
Sorry you're out of a job there, hear me.
Yeah.
But you got wine, you got a nice bed. Hey, enjoy yourself while you can.
I fully intend to.
Well, I could really use a long sleep. I don't know about the rest of you.
No, that sounds pretty good. Ooh.
I call dibs on the back room. She just runs over there. You just hear
Okay.
like the sound of like bed springs. Ka-shink.
Boom.
So it sounds to me like you are going to attempt for a long rest here at the spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think we're still going to do some kind of guard setup, though. Don't you think?
Yeah, we should keep watch, just in case we were
In case we were
followed.
followed. Yeah.
Yeah, we should get some more wine if we're going to be here for a while.
We can do that.
We should have some hot water for you.
You hear the knock on the door.
Yep. Open it up. I asked for the password.
Hot water?
Good job. Open it up.
And you see Tomris with a
Tomris,
basin of
good.
water, pushing
Thank
it
you.
on a cart. And it's kind of like sloshing around, and he's like, "Oh, pardon me, I need to get into the wash area." He pushes the cart in there, and you can hear the splash of water into one of the basins. "I'll be back with more." And he leaves.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so we'll say that over the course of the next period of time, you make your attempt at a long rest. Thomas brings up water for you to bathe. Those of you who wish to bathe can certainly do so. I have no doubt in my mind that because, actually, I do have a little bit of a doubt in my mind based on the the scene over at the Jewel of the Velvet Diva with Xanthi and Nori on the whole tipping situation. But I have no doubt in my mind that at least Alrin is going to leave a nice tip for their servant who is bringing them their hot water and meals and extra wine bottles. Are you going to have some sort of a watch set up for the next period of time?
I think so.
Okay. All right. So
Xanthi
given
is already snoring in the back room.
Except
Nice.
for Xanthi.
Xanthi can sleep.
yeah, given the time of this rest taking place, 8 hours in will put you sometime in the middle of the night. So should you want to, assuming the long rest is successful, should you want to go do things in the night, you could probably do so, or you could just take it till the morning. Your call on that. But let's, we'll need 4 different watches for this particular rest. So who's going to be doing the different watches?
I feel like I'll take, I'll
Des
take
will
one
take
as
a
well.
watch.
I'll take middle watch. I'm still amped. It's gonna stay up.
We'll start with
You can
Alrin.
always wake Xanthi up, but she just starfished out on that one of the spare beds.
All right, so we'll do Alrin, Nori, Luarn, and then Desmond. Does that sound okay?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. The rest of you are able to take the rest while the others are watching. Alrin, give me a D12 roll, please.
I can do that. That's a 4.
Okay. And tell me during your watch, is there anything that you want to do or need to do during that time?
I feel that I do not want to drink. This is not a hair of the dog situation. The wine that was poured for me, I just kind of made the motions and sat it down because I had already had plenty in the previous several hours, and I was like, no, we'll eat a little bit. Just kind of, and then just scope the place out, see, how everything is, see if I notice any other, like, from the window, just look down, just kind of look around, see if I see any specific light or anything, get my bearings.
Okay. Yeah. Make a perception check for me.
Let's do it. Are you went under the speaker. That is not good. That's an 8.
Okay. You hear the sound of muffled voices in an adjoining room. At first you think it's one of your companions in one of the rooms, but it doesn't sound like them. It sounds like the deep voices of 2 men having a fairly serious conversation. It's too muffled to be able to make out what they're saying, but it's certainly loud enough where it's a bit of an annoyance. Even in a fancy place like this, there's the potential for noise to bleed through the walls, but nothing threatening or untoward happens during your watch, and you are able to wake Nori for Nori's watch. You shake Nori awake.
Just kidding.
You better be.
Her
Nori,
eyes go black.
as you take your watch, yeah, right. When did they ever go back to normal? We don't know.
We don't know, but they're normal now because they are.
Yeah. You wake up, Nori, feeling slightly rested, although it's only been a couple of hours. But you dutifully take your watch. Is there anything that you would like to do during your watch, specifically?
I am going to do the usual look out the window, make sure everything is closed. listen. And we've kind of been moving ever since I did my stone into the sword and noticed the weird stuff on my arm. I don't know that my eyes are doing what they're doing. So when I have a moment, like when it just seems quiet and I've looked, I'm going to just stop and look at the sword and just summon it, look at the stone, unsummon it, that kind of thing. But that would be like 7% of my watch.
Sure.
93% is actual watch duty.
Paying attention to, yeah, that makes sense.
Yes.
Give me a D12 roll.
4.
Okay. When you are manipulating your warlocky magic to summon the sword and you are looking at it and inspecting it, you can see that there is some sort of amorphous movement within inside the crystal itself. It's subtle, and you almost miss it, but you've also spent a lot of time with the sword. It's very important to you, and you have, with the recent modifications, you diligently inspect this crystal that fit perfectly into a socket that you didn't really ever know was a socket of any kind. You just thought it was part of the sword, the design. But there is a strange swirl to it almost, or perhaps some kind of a foggy aura that seems like it's almost trapped inside of the crystal itself.
Put my hand on it. Say, what are you doing to me?
You ask the question as if posing it to the wind. As for the rest of your watch, Nori, you hear some conversation from the street, shouts perhaps, nothing that is, startles you or makes you concerned. You do have a balcony that overlooks the street, so it's not out of the ordinary that you would hear some of the daily commerce and hustle and bustle of the street spilling up into the room through the windows. Perhaps there's even a window that's cocked open to bring in some fresh air. So, but nothing startling or troubling happens during your watch, other than the question that you pose, perhaps to. Do you know who you posed the question to?
It would have been to my matron. I mean, that would have been the direction of it.
Okay.
But I didn't
that was the intention.
The stone or anything. Yes.
Yeah, but that was the intention. Okay.
That was the intention.
Okay. With that, you are able to wake up Luarn.
I would take a bunch of wine before that happens, and then I would wake him up.
Hey, where'd the wine go? Don't go.
Burp.
You look around, you can see Hirmi is passed out. He never took off his shoes or anything like that. He's just sprawled out on the floor, snoring loudly. So at least he's still with us. Yeah.
Good for him. All right.
Yeah. Is there anything that Luarn that you would like to do with the changing of the guard here?
Oh yes. Luarn actually chides himself for not thinking of this earlier. He was too much going on, but he's going to. What time of day is it? Right about now? At
this point, it's probably after dark. It's in the evening now. Yep. So like early evening.
Then in that case, I'm gonna use my experience as the second story man and sort of figure out if it was me, which way would I get in here without being seen? And then I'm gonna go to those windows and put the glasses that we got from the wine, and put it on the ledge of the window. So if the window opens up, it falls over. So I'll do that on each window that I can. We got 6 glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will take watch by the front door, sort of watching the balcony or whatever I can see from my vantage point.
Okay. All right.
And I'll actually go above the front door.
Okay. Kind of crouch on the ceiling or on the wall.
Yeah.
Give me a D12 roll, please. What's up, Dan? Welcome in. We're just kicking it, you know, playing some D&D.
There's a 5.
A 5, okay. So you go around the room placing the glasses strategically. There are 3 windows. There is the double glass doors that open onto the balcony, which is likely to be, you know, at least it's an obvious entrance into the room. There is a balcony there with a railing, an iron wrought railing that, wrought iron railing that looks out over the street. And there's a skylight in the main common room.
All right, that is what I will keep my eye on, and I'll put a glass by the doors, the doors that go out of the balcony.
Okay.
I'll lock those doors while I'm watching.
So do you put the glasses outside the doors or inside the doors?
What I will do is I'll tie a string around the handle and sort of hang the glass there, so if they open up, the glass chinks, sort of hits around.
Okay, give me a perception check, please.
Good. 21.
21. Okay, as you are setting up some of these alarm type traps around, as you get to the glass doors, you open the door for a moment to get some fresh air and just kind of look out briefly. And as you do, there is a lit lantern light that is glowing down on the street below. In fact, there are 2 of them. Not uncommon for this part of Verbabonk. Certainly some of, in this area, some of the streets are illuminated. In fact, there are people that go about and light and check the oil on all of these lanterns to make sure that they're sufficient for the night. You can hear the voices of presumably the doorman who, you know, graciously opened the doors for you as you entered. They're having a conversation, and across the street, you notice that there are 2 men in nondescript suits of some kind, not looking to be ostentatious, but seemingly to blend in. They seem to be, one of them sitting on a bench, like almost kind of a park bench sort of deal, and the other one standing, kind of leaning up against the light, and they're both smoking pipes. And they seem to be, from your keen eye, they seem to be sort of watching the hotel, the Royal Phoenix where you're staying.
Okay.
Nothing dangerous happens other than some of your suspicions, perhaps, and your preparations. And by the end of your watch, unless there's something else you'd like to do, you can wake up Desmond to finish off the watches.
I will do that, and I'll inform Desmond of what I saw. I sort of give as good a description as I recall. Are they still there by the time he wakes up? I wake him up.
It was 2 men that you saw.
2 men. Yep.
You walk. The 2 of you walk over to the doors, and you can sort of peer out, and they are still there.
Yep.
Can I tell if they look like the guys that followed us before into the alleyway?
It's a little tough because it's dark and they're far. They're on the other side of the street. But give me a perception roll.
Right. Natural 20.
Oh boy, I think that's pretty good, right?
Perception 25.
Oh wow, okay, 25. You are pretty damn sure that these are the 2 men that had followed you and your companions after you had left Karst's flat and had gone down that alley. It looks to be the same. One of them is the one standing is a taller man. The one sitting is a little bit shorter and stouter. But yeah, it appears as though they have the same hat on. They had kind of like a little bit of a wide brim hat that sort of concealed their eyes.
Same guys?
Yeah, same guys.
Couple of bloodhounds, those 2, huh?
I imagine that's their job. All right, I'll keep an eye on them.
All right.
Dave, earlier in the night before Des went to bed, can we say that he cast detect magic on Philodren's 2 short swords?
Absolutely, we can say that.
All right.
Yep. As long as you had a spell slot to use, then I would say that's totally fine. What you would know is that
you can do it as a ritual.
Okay. So what you would find out is that they are not magic.
Okay.
But they are kick-ass swords. They are masterwork swords. So in terms of game mechanics, they are +1, but they are not magical.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Des will just take watch and kind of keep an eye on those guys.
Okay.
At the same time.
All right, Lauren, you slip off to sleep, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Desmond, give me a really nice beds. Probably one of the most comfortable beds you've ever slept in, perhaps. Desmond, give me a D12 roll, please.
D12. Nine.
Okay. Is there anything that you would like to do aside from keeping an eye on things and doing some ritual magic? Maybe that happened earlier, but is there anything else that you'd like to do on your watch in particular?
And I would have told you about what I did.
I'm sorry. What did Luarn do?
I put glasses, the wine glasses, on all the windows that would be weak spots that could be opened. Okay. And then I did the same thing for the door handle for the balcony.
No, he's just gonna kind of keep watch, and I don't have anything else he wants to do.
Okay. Give me a perception check, please.
That would be a 14.
14. Okay. You hear at some point in the early stage of your watch, shortly after Luarn has gone to sleep, you hear some muffled, although almost hushed voices. Maybe in an adjacent room, maybe in the hall. It rouses your attention as they get slightly louder. Now you can tell, yeah, they're in the hall outside the door.
Hey, he'll pull his crossbow, train it at the door, just to be safe.
Okay. The voices trail off as if they continue on down the hallway. Yet you remain vigilant with your crossbow readied, eyes laser focused on the door. 10 minutes pass. 15 minutes pass. It's quiet. You can hear some activity out in the streets. And then it's almost as if it's part of your imagination, or maybe you haven't blinked in a while or something, but you watch as something slides underneath the door into your room.
Like a note or a letter or something? Or
possibly.
Can I tell what it is?
From where you are, it looks like possibly a piece of paper.
Okay, Des will he'll like quietly go towards the door and check it out.
Okay. When you say quietly, does that mean stealthily?
Yes.
Give me a stealth roll, please.
Horrible, but I think that's pretty 15.
Okay. Yeah, not bad.
That's horrible for Des.
Yeah. You creep towards the door with your crossbow at the readied. Without a doubt, I mean, there's no reason why you wouldn't have some sort of a high tension going on right now. Maybe get your blood pressure checked out at some point, but you take a few more steps towards the door, and indeed, as you look down for a moment and then looking back up at the door, you look back down, there's a piece of paper. It looks like an envelope. It has something written on it.
Okay, he'll reach down.
What up, little bird?
He'll reach down and kind of carefully pick it up and check it out. See if there's anything written on the outside. There
is. In fact, it says Desmond on the outside of the note of the envelope.
All right. All right, he'll pop it open. Take a look at it.
Okay. You pop it open, and there is a piece of parchment inside. You pull it out, and it just has a short, handwritten message. I'm watching. Stop taking your damn time. Your brother's life hangs in the balance. I expect results. That's it.
Des will just kind of toss the note down next to the food or something. He doesn't really care about it now. But yeah, he'll go back. Go back to kind of standing watch and now thinking more and more about their predicament.
You take one quick glance down through the glass doors, maybe pulling aside the curtains just slightly to kind of peek down, and you can see that where those two men were standing, one was standing and leaning against the lantern post, and one was sitting there, not there anymore. But the rest of your watch goes relatively uneventful. The lot of you are able to attain a long rest. Well played, my friends. We ourselves are going to take a bit of a rest here as we are about halfway through tonight's session. So we're going to go ahead and take a break, and then we will come back to find out what the plan is for the next half of the game. I just want to give a shout out to these awesome players. Great role playing this first half of the session. Very cool to reconnect this team and to have so many people together on the stream. And all of the great people who are hanging out in the chat, thank you for being here. Please take note. There is a giveaway. Actually, we have two giveaways tonight. We are giving away a digital copy of The Hidden Paradise, which is a piece of content put out by our good friends and sponsors at CZRPG Publishing. They are gracious enough to give us some loot so we can in turn give it to you. Also, our very own Vamp Wickman is giving away a set of GaryCon D6 dice. It's a fantastic dice set. It looks like it's never been opened, so all of the magic of GaryCon is trapped inside there for you to experience, along with possibly other things. We don't know what's in there. But anyways, it could all be yours for free if you want to get in on the action. ! Drawing to be entered to win. Andy will show you how it's done. It's so easy, my friends. Thank you all for being here. We'll be back in just a couple of short minutes. I'm going to hit you with the sweet stinger because we got it. And yeah, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Thanks, everybody. See you shortly. Hello, everybody. We are back. Thanks for hanging out with us. Really quick reminder that we do have a giveaway going on tonight from our good friends at CZRPG Publishing and our very bestie, Mr. Vamp Wickman. So if you want to get in on this action, we're giving away a copy of The Hidden Paradise, which is a 5th edition supplement from CZRPG Publishing. Let me just tell you quickly about this. This is Actually, this is kind of interesting. It takes place in the Fey Plane, a hidden paradise of adventure. Weaves together all kinds of mystery and foresty elven beauty. It's a 20-page PDF. It's got a complete location with all the lore, a bunch of encounters, new stat blocks, custom artwork, 40 different battle maps, and a regional map to tie it all together in a nice little bow. And then also Vamp Wickerman's given away a set of GaryCon dice. So if you want to get in on that beautiful action, type in !drawing. Please note that if you do want to win the dice, or let's say you're drawn for the dice, we do ask that you are in a continental United States address, because that's the only place we're going to ship these things. That's just the way it is. Thank you so much for your support, and thanks to Chad, Mr. Vamp Wickman, and our friends at CZRPG Publishing for continuing to bring us loot to give away to our friends in the chat. Really do appreciate it. All right, my friends. So we have achieved a long rest, which is virtually unheard of in my adventures, especially in the middle of a good old-fashioned dungeon crawl. But nevertheless, our Heroes of Greyhawk are pretty damn smart, and they decided to cut their losses and skedaddle and found a very nice place to stay for a couple of hours, the Royal Phoenix. They were with the, I guess, I don't know, patronage of Luarn the Fox and the financial support of Luarn the Fox, able to procure a very expensive suite along with some food and some drinks, hot baths if they wanted them, and they were able to bring upon themselves a long rest, which is great. Desmond, having been surprised during his watch in the middle of the night with a note slipped under the door that was addressed to him, a bit of a warning and an urging to produce some results for their quote-unquote employer, a individual who also holds the fate of Desmond's brother in his hands. So, my friends, with that said, I know that Xanthi, you had suggested that you wanted to try to identify an item from a previous adventure that we've had. Do you want to tell us where that was picked up and what it is that you want to identify?
All right, so outside of Nulb, we were investigating a Black Hand camp on the side of the river, and we looted a bunch of random stuff, one of which was a bullfrog totem that gave a magical aura. What is it? I get one per day.
Okay, you get one per day. That's so cool. This is it's kind of dried out now, but it's covered in moss. The moss it's kind of like, you know, when you have moss in the house and it starts to dry up too much and it starts to flake and kind of break away. So some of the moss is falling off, but certainly the totem itself, this rather ornate and realistic looking bullfrog carving, gives off a magical glow. That magic can be viewed through your arcane eyes when utilizing magics that allow you to see these things. You also get a sense that if there are creatures or individuals who can see invisibility or see the invisible, that they would be able to also see this magical, I guess you'd say, spirit that's associated with this totem. Indeed, a spirit. The totem itself is about 9 inches tall, weighs about 3 pounds, so it's not insignificant. It's something that you might place on a pedestal somewhere, on a mantle perhaps, or if you have the information that you have, you would carry it with you into swampy jungles and the like, because what you're able to gather from this is that mundane creatures like flies and mosquitoes and gnats are magically repelled to a 10-foot radius from this totem.
Camping treasure right there.
Yeah, we could all use that in northern Minnesota, let's be honest. The bullfrog totem, my friends.
Well, this is certainly not going inside the magic bag of holding. We're going to keep this out and use it all the time.
It is a quite powerful magical item, and it does feel to you like there's a spirit associated with it. For whatever that means, you're unsure, but that is the case.
Spirit that hates bugs.
Or just appreciates a good night's sleep and lack of malaria.
Once everybody is up, Des will go and show, well, starting with Xanthi and Alrin and Nori, he's going to show them the note that he got in the night. And he'll let Luarn know about it too.
Now they made their move. These guys.
We knew they were watching, but...
Do you think we should tell them that the Eye of Twilight got destroyed? And was picked up by some, like the remains were picked up by somebody who is now dead?
Possibly dead.
Well, yeah. Possibly dead.
Most likely dead.
The thing is, he told us to go after Philodren. And so, I think until we figure out what happened to him.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why I'm here.
They wanted to know what happened to the Eye of Twilight. That was the thing. And we know it's destroyed.
Well.
Or released.
Well, you know, I don't know that we need to be so specific.
Yeah, we definitely don't need to, tell him.
So
about
maybe
that
not
part.
destroyed then, is what I'm saying.
I mean, we can just not let him know that we know anything about it. Really. Speaking of which, do we still have that ring? The one that shields your mind?
The one that Alren has?
Yeah. Before it sounded kind of freaky, but now I think I better put it on. So Des will take it.
If they're specifically targeting Des, it might be a good idea, but I really don't like the fact that if you die, you become, like, permanently trapped in the ring. And also, Alren, when you had that ring, did you find it was haunted? Was it haunted?
Did you ever wear it?
I have not yet, no.
We don't know if it has a prior owner.
It might, but...
They might be able to give you information if there is one.
I just feel like we came across it and I didn't like the first thing he wrote. He wrote, "I'm watching you." Like, it could be those two guys, but we've always suspected that.
They knew stuff about us before, though. He did, so he was definitely watching us from afar. So it's probably a good idea to wear it. And we will keep you alive. That'll be our goal.
Always a strong motivator.
Des, it's always been our goal. It's not like it's a new goal, so don't worry about any change in motivation.
It's totally been my goal to keep you alive.
Mm-hmm. And we have many times.
That's good to know. He'll put the ring on.
Okay. You're going to attune to the ring?
Anything? Yeah.
It'll take you an hour to attune to it, as it does.
Okay.
And remember, you can only be attuned to 3 items at a time, so keep track of that.
Okay.
You might have to...
The only other thing he has...
Unattune to something. Okay.
Attuned.
And while bathing, 6 more copper coins fall out of my clothes.
And there's a trail of glitter where you have been and where you've laid down. There's a...
Yes.
I just have this vision. I have this vision of Alren coming out of the washing area with this big, anagrammed robe, this plush robe, fresh coffee.
Yeah. Using my special comb. My special comb for my hair.
All right, my friends. It is well after midnight at this point.
Let's go.
You have... SOBs. All right, so your plan is to head back to the manor.
With an SOP.
Time for crime.
Nice. Okay. Easy enough, my friends. You are able to make your way back to the Dieg Manor, whether or not you walk or take a carriage. A carriage is difficult at this time of night, but they are potentially available. It's still relatively early in terms of the nightlife of this area. It's about midnight, as I said. But nevertheless, either way, you're able to make it back to the Dieg Manor. You can enter through the front door. Let me ask you a question. How do you address the fact that Hear Me is insistent that he come with you? I've got to do what I can to save Master Dieg. I can wield a weapon.
Hear me. The best thing you can do to save your master is to stay in that nice feathered bed. I paid for another day. Just stay there. You're not going to do him any good if you get yourself killed.
You have to rest up so that you can, clean that manor properly later.
And
Think
he's
of how
going to
much
need a
work
proper
that is.
meal.
Yeah, that too.
You got to be ready to cook a proper meal when we get him back.
If you're exhausted, then who will take care of your poor master when he's exhausted?
What Xanthi said.
You're
This could
probably
be
right.
dangerous.
I would probably just be a liability for you. But if you do not come back, then what? What of all of this?
We'll be back.
Well, you join
we
another day.
failed.
I paid up for 3 days, so we got another day at least.
Live it up.
Live it up.
Yeah, order some more
YOLO.
wine.
I could alert the vigil wardens and perhaps the royal guard if you don't return in a certain amount of time, perhaps.
Sure.
Yeah, in 3 days.
3 days?
If we don't come back in 3 days, then alert the
3
warden.
days.
If we're not back in 24 hours,
Yeah, maybe by tonight.
call the watch.
Make sure you do it from a safe place. Don't come anywhere near the house until we've given you the all clear. Hear me. Hear me.
I do hear you. Oh. Yes. Okay. I guess I will stay here with the food and wine and hot bath and fluffy pillows and blankets and room service, and
It's a sacrifice.
I'm willing to make.
I tell him about a nice unoccupied apartment or townhouse that is currently available if we don't make it back.
Well, good luck. If I don't hear from you in 24 hours, I'll alert the vigil wardens and we'll come for you.
Good man, Amy. Thank you. Right. Enjoy yourself. We'll be back.
I'll try. And the moment you guys shut the door and leave, he goes over and pours himself a big glass of wine, sits back down on the fluffy bed, kicks his feet up, crosses his legs, and just kind of looks around and kind of a little bit of a smile and sips his wine as we fade over to a little bit of a time jump with the 5 of you now entering into the Dieg Manor. Find yourself again in the upper main living quarters, the main floor. What is your plan? You go in through the window again? Are you going in through the front door? What's the strategy here?
Is the zombie still there by the front door?
That zombie, if this is an animate dead situation, correct? With your undying certain. Okay, so yes, yep. The zombie is standing at the door. When you kind of push the zombie back into the house and close the door, if you were to open that front door, the zombie is right there in the same place, just like it was standing there for the last 9 hours.
Charge
well
admission.
Done, Nibus 2.
Nibus 2.
I've got this guy for a while longer, so he might be nice to send down first.
All right. Yeah.
Or we sneak, then we don't send him first. Because he's just going to make that noise the whole time.
Well, send them first because they'll probably have made some traps or something.
Maybe.
And Xanthi will definitely have cast Mage Armor Extended, so she could get that Mage Armor as long as possible.
You know what? We're going to go over here. All right. Don't worry about the map for right now. I just want to know, you've cast Mage Armor, great, with the extended aspect. What do you want to do? Are you going to go straight down into the cellar? Is that the idea here? And continue with pressing the assault?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
fastest way in is the back door, isn't it?
You could go on the back door or the front door. It makes no difference, really. You could backtrack through. Yep. But either way, regardless, you're heading to into the cellar. That's kind of the main thing I wanted to know. So I know which map to bring up. Okay. Okay. So as you enter into the cellar, going down the stairs, passing through the still open secret door that leads into the makeshift barracks, there are the bodies of the fallen soldiers still laying in their own blood and entrails and viscera, some of them having been devoured and shredded like wood through a wood chipper by Xanthi's celestial ravenous fairy creatures. You walk past them, taking care not to soil your boots to the best of your ability, especially Allrin, who's got sweet boots. Although I'm sure the rest of you have some nice footwear as well.
I walk on the wall to avoid that. I'm not
Smart.
walking through blood. And
so we have two wall walkers.
Nice.
Yeah.
As soon as we get past this first set of bodies, I'm gonna nod to the party and let them know I'll still be there, and I go invisible.
Okay. Very cool. All right, so you make your way down, some of you on the walls and the ceiling, others of you guiding a zombie companion who is moaning low the whole time as they shamble forward. You do have to kind of wait for them, and you're kind of like, Nora, you're kind of like, you know, they're sort of like bumping down the wall, the corridor, bumping against the walls, kind of falling down the stairs, but doing a decent job of keeping up with you. You finally make your way to the two doors. I'm going to bring up the map here and just sort of reorient people. And I'm also going to switch up
I'd
the
say send
tunes a
Nibis
little bit.
ahead.
Yeah,
He's a
you can
good trap
trigger-
catcher.
Yeah. Any traps?
I will definitely send Nibis 2 ahead.
Yeah, if he
Nibis too.
explodes in a ball of gore, then he's done his job.
All right, so we'll
Better-
bring
better
you all
him than
back
us.
here. We got to get
He would
Allrin in
probably
here. So let
agree.
me find your token.
If he had any autonomy whatsoever.
It's not a good life.
Allrin. Where are you? Looking. There you are. All right, so Allrin is in the mix as well. Okay, the zombie just shambles down the hallway, not stirring up any traps that haven't already been sprung, so nothing to worry about there. There is a pile of dead bodies in this corridor, as you recall. There are two doors here. There's one that goes north. This is where the hobgoblin fireball slinger was last seen, along with another individual of some sort of a magical sort. And then there is this door here, which you have cracked open slightly with a crowbar. And when you peered through, if you recall, you had seen a small group of guards that were scrambling to form a shield wall. What, my friends, would you like to do as Nibis 2 gets to... how do you spell Nibis?
Nibbys.
Okay. Nibbys 2. Okay. Nibis 2 is kind of bumping up against the wall, just...
I think he
not
might be
knowing
our,
what to do.
He might be our shock trooper. Just send him in.
Send him straight through. Should we send him through that front one?
So that door with the guard, where we saw the phalanx forming, that's where Circle went, wasn't it?
Yes.
All right, I want
It's
his
probably there.
You should check for traps.
Nibis. Get to it.
Well, Nibis is not a
Nibis
trap
is not
searcher.
successful.
Nibis is a trap triggerer.
He's a trap
Yeah.
springer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And right now he's just bouncing up against the doors, kind of making a little bit of a noise that you may or may not want him
Do we
making.
hear us
Noise.
anything through the door anymore? Like those guys are gone probably. If not,
You're gonna sneak up to the door and take a look.
Yep.
Luarn? Okay.
Yep.
Nori's coming up too to hold Nibis back and tell Nibis 2 to stop.
Nibis 2 is you're gonna pull him back a little bit. Luarn sneaks up to the door and you peer through the crack. Go ahead, Xanthi.
Sorry, would like to go around the corner and just kind of like peer because last time we got stuck in a straight line, it was no good.
Damn Weirdo, thank you so much for the gift subs. You are so generous. Really, really appreciate that. Massive supporter of the Greyhawk community and someone that we've played games with before and would love to play some more games. Damn Weirdo, great to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us. We really appreciate your support for this damn stream. Okay, so Xanthi's gonna take cover. Smart move. I like your approach. That is very good. Okay. Luarn, give me a perception check. As you peer through the fractured wooden door.
Is a 22.
22. Okay, you peer through the door and you sort of come around very carefully looking through. There is a glow of light coming from the room beyond. And where you would have expected to see a formation of guards with their shields up and their spears at the ready, you see none of that. In fact, you look in and you can see that there's debris that has been pushed up against the door. Not an insurmountable amount of debris that you could maybe force open. But you also see that it appears as though some sort of a bloodbath of carnage inside this room. What would you like to do?
We didn't do that. What's the light coming from? What's the light source?
Hard to tell, other than the fact that there is a sconce immediately inside. There's likely to be additional sconces that are burning.
So it looks like
thank you so much. Oh my gosh, let me hold on one second. Thank you, Damn Weirdo. Bits to whomever it might help. That's 900. You can decide, my friend. I think it'd mostly help the GM. But yeah, you can totally help out our players as well if you want to. I mean, it's up to you. Luarn, what was your question?
Question was, is it a room or is it a tunnel? Like, do I see it keep going?
It looks like a room. I mean, if you look at the walls, you can see where you can kind of poke in just to slightly get your face up against the door or the broken door and look in. You can see a sconce up here. You can see the same textured, worked stone walls that are in the rest of the corridors that you've been in so far.
Okay. Somebody went that way because they blocked this door, which means there must be an exit out that way. There's a light, there's a sconce with a torch, I'm guessing, a little ways in. I don't see anybody else in there though. So they've left and they didn't come back out this door. So there must be another exit. And that's the way Thurkle went. That's who I want to talk to. And by talk to, I mean stab.
Fond of that guy either.
High roller gets the advantages.
Oh, are we gonna have a roll off?
Yes.
All 900. Oh wow. Okay.
Why don't we do this? Each of you take
GM
one.
Included.
Each of you take one. So that's 5. Okay.
Thank you.
And then you guys everybody roll a d20. 15 to 20, anyone?
Hold on.
16.
Okay.
That is a 6 on the die.
Okay, so
15.
Nori will take 1.
11.
5.
And then Vamp and I will each take 1. And Desmond will take the last one.
Thank you, Downrider.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much. That was Damn Weirdo. Thank you, Damn Weirdo. Massive respect. Thank you so much for the support. It's super generous, and we really appreciate it. Okay. Then we're all going to need this one. So, what would you like to do, guys? You're standing at the end of this hall. I've given you some information. You have to make the call.
Do we want to listen to the other door? See if there's anybody in there so they don't come out from behind us? Let's listen. I'm going to listen at that door.
Give me a perception check.
Perception check. Oh, even better.
Is this door
23.
open far enough to go in, by the
No.
way?
No, you're gonna have to
No,
force it
work
open.
on it. 23 on that one.
Okay, yeah, you put your ear to the door and listen for a couple of seconds. You hear absolutely nothing.
Okay. I'm guessing they probably barricaded that door too, but this one I know. So let's start making our way through this door.
Okay, so it'll take some work to push this thing open.
Nibis is probably stronger than me, so I'm just gonna let him lead the way.
Nibis
which one are we going through?
I'm just gonna say Nibis is not A, the smartest individual, B, the most dexterous individual, and probably not the strongest individual, being a mostly fully dead and now undead
standard zombie
thug. He's a standard zombie.
He's strongish.
Yeah,
Not dexterous,
Zombie
though.
stronger than
No.
me.
I'll help.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll help if I see
Okay.
them that they need some strength.
All right, give me a strength roll, Alrin, with advantage.
That is a 22.
Okay. With the assistance of this zombie who can maybe follow rudimentary commands, you are able to push the door open. It kind of scrapes on the floor as you push the debris. There's a bench. There is what looks like a part of a bed frame, bed rolls that have been stacked up against the wall itself, or the door. And as you push it open, you can see that there is a long corridor. At first glance, it appears as though maybe this is a secondary barracks of some kind. Perhaps, from old style design of manors and the like, Luarn, you might consider this to have once been maybe a wine cellar, an ale storage room, that kind of thing. It has now obviously been converted into some sort of a secondary barracks as you push open the door and look in. The other thing that's noticeable and startling is that there are a number of guards that are dead, laying in their own entrails and blood. It is dead quiet in this room.
Like the ones we saw?
Literally.
That were forming up when we left?
It certainly appears so.
I'm gonna inspect their bodies and see if it was done by like a singular type weapon, like one blade or something like that.
Luarn moves inside the room to inspect. Give me a medicine check, please. What are the rest of you doing? Xanthe, go ahead.
I would like to do a medicine check as well.
Well, go ahead and move your token into the room, please, if that's what you're going to do.
Move in and investigate further.
Y'all think that zombie's super strong because you didn't see me push the door open.
Good work, Nibis.
I got a 5. I got a 5 total.
He's pretty.
Nibis 2 definitely didn't miss arm day.
All right, I'm going to roll real dice after this because I rolled a 2. So I got a 5.
Okay.
I'm still in the hallway on the ceiling.
All right.
Yeah, this guy is really dead.
And I'm watching the other door.
Okay. What did you roll, Luarn?
5 total.
5 total. Okay. Yeah, it looks like there's definitely wounds. They've definitely been wounded. All of them have what appear to be wounds of spears. Many of them have been impaled on spears, possibly bludgeoned.
Yeah. I look up to the party and say, it looks like they've been killed to death.
Well, at least it wasn't, what we fed them.
At
I would
least
feel
there's
bad if they just
small
burst
consolation.
into, like it killed them outright.
All said, there are 8 bodies.
Well, that's interesting.
Does anyone else want to inspect the bodies?
Yeah, Des is gonna take a look at the bodies, see what he can, if there's anything useful on them.
Nori's gonna look down at the ones right around her. She's sending Nibis 2 forward.
Is that really Thurkle? Can Des see this guy?
You look at the individual and you can see that this is the same. Well, actually, you never saw Thurkle up close, so it's hard for you to say. But there's certainly one that lies in the pile of bodies that the others would recognize as Thurkle.
Huh.
Let's check him.
Yeah, check him. Any potions of healing? Potions of healing, anyone?
Do him any good.
Gotta be alive to use it.
Give me an investigation check, Desmond, as you search the bodies.
Not great. Well, 11.
Okay. Specifically, you're investigating Thurkle, or just in general?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thurkle, and looking at the guards, seeing if they have any useful items on them, or giant bags of gold.
Looks like there's a footlocker at the end there, so I'll check that out as well.
There are a variety of footlockers. In fact, there's a footlocker associated with each of the 8 bed pallets over off to the side.
Give them a quick once over.
Yeah, mostly personal items. There is some coin that you find amongst, so here's the thing, is it's going to take you some time to do all this searching. So how much time do you want to spend searching this room? You can take as much time as you want, but just know that it's going to take some time.
Yeah, all right, these are probably just guards. So once I see that it's just personal belongings, I will ignore that. And,
yeah, the most interesting is Thurkle in this room. The rest of it is like, civvies, they've got some changes of clothes. There might be some books. There might be some, personal stuff as you just kind of lift open one or two of the footlockers. Doesn't seem to be too interesting. There, if you wanted to try to really loot the bodies, you could do so, and there's probably some coin that you would find. But the most interesting thing is Thurkle. Thurkle has a dagger, presumably still has some of Desmond's blood on it. The dagger itself looks extremely well made, extremely sharp. It is it is laying actually next to the body, next to his open hand, as if he just dropped it when he died in that location. So the dagger, and then also there is a chain around his neck with a strange medallion on it. And I'm going to see if I can reveal this for you guys. Let's see. Let me move it into the room a little bit more.
It looks like a black hand on there.
It's on a chain around his neck.
That's a black hand symbol, yes?
Possibly. Give me an investigation check.
Or it's a different symbol.
Give me a religion check. If you'd like to. What's up, Garner? Welcome. Thanks for the Risa. My goodness. Thank you guys for the generosity. Holy mackerel. Appreciate it.
Of 16.
Okay. Doc Shoulder, thank you so much for the bits. I assume those are going to our Heroes of Greyhawk. We also all have one additional advantage. You're going to make it very hard for me to TPK these guys, but thank you so much for the support nonetheless. We really appreciate it. It's great to see you. Hey, Chris, great to see you as well. Welcome in, you guys. Awesome to see so many people jumping in tonight. Thank you very, very much. So what did you roll for your investigation check, Lauren?
I got a 16.
Okay. And then Alrin, did you roll a religion check?
That would be a 17.
So, Lauren, at first glance, you think maybe this is connected to the Black Hand. You've heard of this gang, maybe had some very, very brief encounters, perhaps with agents of the Black Hand, and possibly you've heard Desmond and the others talking about the Black Hand. I don't recall if they've brought up that aspect of their adventures with you yet, but
they have, yeah.
There's something else about this that's more startling, and I think with the role that Alrin made, Alrin, you would know that this is the symbol of Vecna. It is a hand with an eye at the palm.
That's no good.
And it is on a chain around Thurkle's neck.
Thurkle, you rascal.
How did he die?
Best you can tell, he was killed by a spear.
Okay,
I mean, he's got puncture wounds.
So weapon killed him.
Possibly, yep. In fact, as you look around and you look at the spears of the other soldiers, all of the spears are bloodied.
So it looks like they turned on each other.
Turned on
There are a lot
each
of
other?
bloody footprints around, like to indicate.
Just around the bodies, just in and around where the bodies lay.
Nothing up by Nibis.
Nope. But Nibis, if you look up where Nibis is, Nori, as your perspective there, you do see that there's another door.
Yeah.
That leads over here. There are some weapons on some weapon racks. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Chaotic. Good gaming. Holy, we're close to a hype train, I guess, or something, but damn, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Yeah, Vecna's gonna wreck you.
I'm gonna carefully take that medallion, and I look to Desmond and ask him. Look at the weapon. Said, I like my monogram, but you're the one who almost died from it. So if you want it,
Yeah,
With gloves-
you want
with
another
gloves
cursed
on.
dagger?
yeah,
With gloves
we got
on,
ourselves
Des
a
is
hype
gonna
train.
pick
Oh my
up-
god. Sorry, you guys.
Oh my
I'm
God.
getting distracted by we've got a hype
the
train.
train.
Thank you so much.
There you go.
I don't even know what to say, but thank you. Good Lord. We have a hype
All the
train.
guild superior love.
That's so much love. All right, focus. Okay, sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt you,
With
but I
gloves
probably will
on,
again.
Des is going to pick up that blade.
Do you want to attune to it right away?
No.
Or
With the idea.
An hour.
when
Everybody wait.
when I see you reach
Oh,
for that
Minnesota News,
dagger,
thank you.
I'm gonna
I'm a
yell
joiner.
out, "How about Mage Hand?"
That's,
Mm.
I have it, and I
Thank you so
forget to
much, you
use it
guys.
sometimes.
Unreal.
I am watching them very carefully.
So yeah, he'll mage hand it like into like a rag, kind of wrap it up,
Oh yeah.
and
You
And,
could put it in the bag,
and
the
he'll
special
shove it in the
bag.
bag of holding. Yep.
Yes.
And probably the necklace too, guys.
yeah.
Oh, do we have to keep that? Ugh.
Well, it
We should
might
keep it for now.
come in handy if we want to.
All
Yeah.
right,
Speak
mage hand it
somewhere.
into the bag.
Okay.
Do you want to put it on and attune to it right away?
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No.
All right. I'm just
No.
saying it's an option.
Yeah, Des will just mage hand those items into the bag of holding.
You
or the-
feel my mage hand pat you on the back. Good job.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't want to touch it.
All right. Well, while that's happening,
Again.
I'm gonna go up to that door and see if I can hear anything.
Oh, okay. Give me a perception check, please, Luarn.
Perceiving.
Perceive some stuff.
That is a 19.
It sounds like you might expect an old tomb that hasn't been entered in 1,000 years might sound.
You're quiet in there.
Yeah, that.
Is the door locked?
You look down at the door, it doesn't appear to have any sort of a mechanism for locking.
Oh,
Just has a latch that lifts up and down and slides into a little receiver that allows it to be closed, but it seems like it's there's no lock on it.
easy to open. Okay.
Mhm.
That's hella confusing.
It's for 1 second there.
It's probably a toilet.
It's the toilet.
The toilet
It's
of
been
doom.
used.
Quiet as
all-
Yeah, it's been hit hard over the last 18 hours.
It's been wrecked, if you
Alright.
know what I mean.
It
Vecna.
came
Yes,
from the
we know-
toilet. That's a
we know
horror
what you
story,
mean.
too.
We know what you mean. All right, so that's where you're at, guys. You want to back
All right.
out and head back to the hotel?
I mean,
Yeah, we're done
I
here.
do.
Done.
But
I've seen
Yes.
enough.
there's
I don't know about
another
you guys,
door.
That
75
wine is
gold.
pretty
No.
tempting.
Yeah.
Alrin, are
Alright.
you still hanging out back in the hallway? Are you in the room right now with the rest of the party? What are you doing?
I came back in the hallway after they were seeing all that stuff. Like I'm keeping an eye on this door.
All right. I look back to the party and say, I'm gonna try the door. Right, I
Yes,
try
just
the
don't-
latch on the door.
position.
Yeah,
so.
you lift the latch ever so gently, and it has no resistance. You lift it up.
I'm gonna go up on the ceiling and finish opening it.
Okay, you spider climb your way to the top of the ceiling, and you just push the door open. It's swinging into the next room.
Okay.
Do you want me to send Nimbus in?
It's dark inside here, but there is what appears to be a long hallway that provides just a glimmer of light. Let me illuminate a little bit of what we're looking at here. From your perspective now, not having gone into this room. Oops. There we go.
I'll pop
You
my
can
head
see
in
this.
upside down in there and see how big it is.
You're gonna go inside this room? Okay.
Yeah, just pop my head in, see what I can see.
The head is all that I needed. You look inside and you can see that to the left there appears to be some sort of a barricade, rubble, spiked wooden structure, and thick webbing covering all of it.
Haha.
There's also
buddy.
what appears to be a hallway that continues. Hey, thank you so much. We got level 2 hype train emotes. There's also a hallway that continues this way, and there appears to be some light shining from that area.
Okay. What about to the right? Because I know that there's a room or something in that direction.
From your position, it's hard to say, but you do get a sense that, oops, that's not what I wanted to do.
Put myself there.
I wanted to do this. There is what appears to be a hall that turns this way, but you can't see where it goes or anything about it from where you are.
All right. I back over my shoulder and I describe what I'm seeing to everybody.
I just want to put the drum track on, so let's get into it.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
what are you guys gonna do?
All right. Oh, jeez.
Should I send Nimbus in there?
Send him in. What's he for? If not
Did
for
anybody
this,
not inspect the bodies? Did any of you not take a look at the bodies? I think everybody did, maybe, right?
Well, Nimbus
Alren, you didn't?
but-
I didn't really look at the bodies. Like when I saw them pulling out stuff from the one guy,
I think with all of the, sorry, go ahead.
I just checked out, the dagger and the necklace, but I didn't really do anything with the other bodies that were on the floor.
My hunch is that Alren is an investigative type, like not one to walk past, potential clues and that sort of thing. So why don't you give me an investigation check as well?
Dang. You know what? I'm going to use an advantage since
There we go.
the chat has been
Hey.
So generous.
so giving.
Yes, thank you so much, everybody.
Ooh,
Talk to me, Goose.
25.
Nice.
Whoa.
As you take a quick look, everyone else has sort of moved past the bodies. They have taken their looks. They've examined the knife. They examined the body of Thurkel, trying to ascertain what the hell happened here. But as you're sort of walking on the ceiling invisibly, of course, past all this, you look down and you kind of just take it in from a different perspective. And you notice that it's definitely what Luarn had thought it was. As you take a look and just think about it for a minute, these people killed each other. In fact, there's one of the spears is embedded in one of the other guards' abdomens. Whatever happened, they murdered each other.
I will mention there is a dark magic amongst us that turn these fellows on each other.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
They,
Well,
they
there
killed
was
each other?
there was that one person that we never saw that was like a magic user that was supposed to be really scary.
That's
They all
the
talked
Enchantress.
about her. Yeah, that one. Doesn't that something that sounds like the Enchantress would do?
I mean, that sounds kind of that kind of magic, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
All right.
Must have done something to set her off. I mean, they were afraid of her. It sounded like upstairs.
Now, did their faces have any look of horror or anything unnatural on them as well?
Not particularly. Not particularly. No.
Okay.
Yeah. but you've probably served with teams before. The idea that a team who was living together, working together, would suddenly just turn on each other does seem quite strange and unnatural.
Yeah.
So, you get the hunch that you have is a good one.
Some bad juju.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of bad juju, I will send Nibis 2 into the room.
Just shambles his way in through the doorway. And just kind of continues on into the space.
Yeah.
Don't take a right.
Nibis just kind of disappears down the. Unless you want to stop him, he just keeps moving down the.
Isn't there
to the right?
a doorway just to the right here, just inside?
Yeah. There's something to the right. Yes.
You don't know. You can't see it from where you are, Nibis. You can't see through Nibis's eyes or anything like that. So.
But Luarn would have said.
Yeah. I said, tell him to turn right now. Right now.
Nibis, turn right now.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go in the room on the ceiling and see what I can see him doing.
Set anything off?
Yeah, Des is gonna move up as well.
Okay, go ahead and move your tokens into that area.
All right, yeah, there. Sort of peek around that corner, see where Nibis is going.
Yeah, you can see that there's a hallway that continues in this direction. So there's 2 different hallways. Actually, there's 3 different hallways from where you're standing right now. There's this hallway here that goes down this way and seems to take a turn. There is this barricaded hallway that goes here and then into what appears to be an area that's covered in thick webbing.
We're not going that way.
And there's a hallway that goes down this way. And as you have moved forward, it reveals a little bit more of this space. There is a lantern on the hanging on the wall that appears to be just kind of sputtering.
Is there a sign of somebody passing through here? Blood, footprints, dust disturbances, anything like that?
Give me a perception check.
Just a 12.
There is quite a bit of dust in the space, and there are tracks, certainly from Nibis too, who has gone down this direction. Yeah. There are some tracks, some faint tracks as well in the dust. Not like a highway of people walking. Perhaps 1 or 2 individuals
going down.
Certainly, someone has had to have filled the oil lantern at some point down at the end of the hall. And they do appear to go in both directions.
Yeah, okay. Looks like there's a turn coming up. So I'm going to follow Nibis and see what kind of turn, what's up the turn.
Okay, what are Xanthi and Alrin doing at this point?
I'm following but looking behind us.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm following from the back cautiously, because also I know I'm not very stealthy.
Aw. You're stealthy enough.
And I'm also on the ceiling still.
Of course, and invisible.
Nibis 2 isn't stealthy either, so.
Des is gonna look over this barricade to see if he can make out what's behind it.
Don't do it, Spiderland.
Give me a perception check.
14.
Okay. Well, first of all, you can see that there is a fairly well-crafted, albeit perhaps fairly old wooden barricade with that's made out of, I don't know, forearm sized branches of trees that have been sharpened to points at the tip that have been laid in a fashion that are directed towards that hallway. It's hard to say what else might be down there. It is dark, and you do not have the benefit of any sort of vision at this point. In fact, the only light that you have is either coming from the room behind you to aid in your perception, or at the end of the hall down in this area here. Otherwise, it's extremely dark for you, so it's hard to tell. There's a lot of webs. The barricades fill up most of the space, so they go all the way up to the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
if you wanted more information, you would have to somehow like go into that space beyond the barricades to peer inside. Otherwise, you can't really make anything out. And you'd need the help of a torch or a lantern to be able to see.
Okay.
And you can also see that as you step forward, and Alrin, same with you, the direction that you're moving is pitch dark. There's no light at all in that direction.
The way I'm going?
The way that you and Nibis 2 are headed right now, it is pitch black darkness.
All right. I've got the dark vision goggles on. I just want to see around that corner is what I'd like to take a peek at.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. What about you, Luarn? Are you staying in the previous room? Are you moving into the space? What's your strategy here?
Me, Luarn?
Sorry, not Luarn. Alrin.
I will, when everybody's in this room, I'm going to come in. Still watching behind us.
Got you. Okay. All right, Luarn, you can see that it seems as though this...
dog leg.
It's a little bit of a dog leg turn, yep.
I don't like
heads off in this direction. And it is pitch black. The rest of you watch as Luarn and Nibis just kind of disappear into the darkness.
Be right back. I'm going to go to here and peek around that corner and see what I see.
Have fun walking the zombie.
60 feet.
You know, you got to walk your zombies. You got to feed them. You got to clean out their pallet where they sleep. You know, it's a lot of work.
Imagine Nibis keeps going ahead of me. I want to speak for Nibis.
I'm commanding him, so maybe I just move up to the edge of the darkness and try to track with you and send him where you need him to go.
Yeah, it continues to sort of do this inchworm to the northeast. And it is complete darkness. Desmond, Xanthi, you lose track of Nori and Luarn at this point.
Des is going to light up his lantern.
Okay.
Yeah. Light in here already, so there's no harm in that.
I couldn't see a thing.
Yeah, that certainly illuminates the hallway quite a bit more.
Okay.
Hey, what's down that hallway number 3? The way Nibis is going.
Sure.
Take a peek.
Yeah. All right. So you can see that it continues climbing, as it were, to the northeast.
I like to go to there, see 60 feet, dark vision down that way, see what I see.
Okay. Let me reveal. At this point, you can see that the hall ends.
But it turns?
It does. It turns down to the south at this point.
All right. Let's, I'm going to come back. Nori, I think we should go back. Tell him what we see. No, come back, Nibis. Follow Mama.
Nibis 2, return to me. Return to me, Nibis 2.
Mama.
Nope, don't call me that.
Mommy.
You're my only hope.
Don't make it weird.
Don't make it
Too late.
Shh,
as I come back and I see Desmond with his lamp, and last I saw he was looking at the barricade, I say, Verbabank seems to have a little bit of a giant spider problem in the underhalls. Just FYI.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Ran into a couple myself. I'm gonna go down this hallway, see what's on the ceiling of this hallway.
Okay.
Des will kind of peer down this hallway with the lantern up, just checking the floor for traps and stuff as he goes.
All right, that's a smart move. Give me an investigation check. This will slow down your progress considerably, but it's a smart idea.
Better to arrive safe.
15.
Okay. Take a step forward and kind of take the lead as you're shining your lantern, and at least in the immediate hallway here, you see nothing that gives you any indication that there's a trap. You do see some tracks that Luarn had pointed out as well, and it appears as though this area, while not heavily tracked, has seen some recent activity. Interestingly enough, those tracks did not originate in the room that where you discovered all of the carnage with the guards who you believe may have killed each other. But instead went down that hallway that your friends had just been investigating. So nevertheless, as you press forward, as you do, Luarn, you can see ahead of you a large opening into a pretty sizable room. The wall on the left side ends. Okay. There is a lantern that's flickering as if the oil is starting to be exhausted from it. Okay. It looks as though it might go out at any moment. But the room also opens up to the right.
I'm gonna go to this way along the ceiling, and poke my head around the ceiling, the wall there.
Okay.
See what I see.
Yeah, you see a doorway to the north here, and a hallway to the east. Down this way.
All right, guys, we gotta make a decision. Down the way where there is no light, or this way?
As you are saying that, I see Xanthi and Alrin kind of hanging back. Is there anything that the two of you are doing or want to be doing at this point other than following along with your companions?
Slowly coming, but still looking behind us.
Okay.
So, Dave, you said the tracks came back the way we came, and then around to the east, like the hallway they just checked out?
Yes.
Okay. I'll just make sure everybody knows that.
So we can go down that dogleg hallway, or we can investigate this one.
Yeah, there are tracks leading to the other way.
Back the other way?
I wonder if this leads to whatever other house this is all connected to.
Very possible. Hard to say.
There is, I don't know if I mentioned there's a door right here.
Yes. But we have an open hallway to our right as well. So I want to see what I can see down that hallway. Listening down the hallway and sort of peeking my head and see 60 feet down that hallway.
You get a sense that this is a massive underground subterranean complex. Mm-hmm. You can see that this hallway, as you peek your head around and given the light of the sputtering sconce, you can tell that it ends at an abrupt dead end, but there is what appears to be a door at the end of the hall.
Yeah. Well, what do we think?
Does the door look like a fancier door, or does it look like all the other doors so far? Looks fancier on the map.
Do you go up and examine it?
Yeah, we'll send Nibis up, and maybe Luarn wants to come.
I'll go on the ceiling. I'll go check it out. Check out this door and check out the other door.
Yeah.
And this whatever this hallway to the north is.
Okay. So Nora, you're going to get right up to that door. Go ahead and give me a investigation check. Desmond, you're checking the other door. Go ahead and give me an investigation check for that as well, please.
Oh, damn. Natural 1. So 2.
Well, I can tell you it's easy enough to know that the door is of an iron construction. It is a much more heavily reinforced door than the one that you just came through, the wooden door with the latch on it. Same goes for the door that Desmond you're looking at, but give me an investigation check, Desmond.
Yeah, I rolled a 24.
Okay. You can see that the footprints that you had been examining lead to that door and through that door, also heading down in the direction that Nori, Nibis, and Luarn are examining. So it seems as though this area has been recently traversed to some extent.
Okay.
I'm going to start opening some doors. This place is huge. We might as well get into it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Dieg could be down here somewhere.
Yeah. Let's not leave any...
Check that one over there first.
Yeah. We shouldn't leave any doors behind us uninvestigated.
The prince go to the door that I'm at right now and go in?
They do. But
also to the one that Desmond's next to, right?
Well, they come out
Correct.
of that
They
one
come
and go to
from
that
Oh,
one.
they
that.
come from there.
Yeah.
So they're probably at my door.
Well, only one way to find out.
Oh, and then I should
Got a
also
crowbar.
mention that there is, let me see if I can find Owlbear again. I have too many tabs open, but there's certainly a hallway here as well that goes up. I don't know if I mentioned that. And then it seems to
Yes.
branch on both directions.
Branches both left and right.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So, it would make sense that that one that goes to the left goes to that door, or maybe there's another door. There's no point in putting a door there if it just goes to that hallway, wouldn't it? I'll go check that out real quick, just to get a visual.
All right. That sounds good. You are, crawling along the ceiling and kind of peering around the corner?
Yep.
Yeah,
correct.
as you do that, you can see that this opens up in both directions, to the left and to the right.
That's a silly door.
Yeah.
It's a very silly door. Saves a couple steps.
Who designed this dungeon?
Looks like 50 different people. Looks like. I think we should check the door that would be behind us if we can. So the door by Nori.
Yeah, Des will start moving down.
If you want to
And-
work on that, Des, I'll keep an eye on this hallway.
Yeah,
Nimbus
Des
2
will,
gives an encouraging pat on your shoulder, Des.
Des will check out this door. He's going to check it for traps and then try to pick it.
Okay, give me an investigation check as you check it for traps.
Don't forget to oil the hinges.
SOP.
SOP.
13 investigation.
Okay.
And then,
The door does not appear to be locked.
okay.
It just gave up.
All right. So, yeah, he'll kind of look around to everybody else and he'll just kind of gently start pushing the door open. Maybe send him in there.
Nimbus 2, go in.
You push the
I'll
door
send Nimbus
open.
in.
It opens into the room. It's a small room, 10 by 10, and there is another door as Nimbus moves inside.
Some strange
right.
design.
Move over. Let me take a look.
We found the toilet, it looks like.
Does this one look like it's kind of the same situation? It's Des will examine this door, see if there's check it for traps.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
That's pretty good. 25.
Does not appear to be trapped, nor does it appear to be locked.
All right. Same with this one. He'll kind of gently kind of push it open and then nudge Nimbus through the doorway.
Okay.
Or Nimbus, sorry.
Nimbus 2, if we want to be precise.
He's not a cloud.
Nimbus 2, to be precise. As you open the door, at the slight crack of an opening of the door, you hear chanting from inside, and you can see a dark reddish glow that seeps through the crack, illuminating the entire room that you're standing in.
Think of Nimbus.
Do you keep pushing the door open?
Close the door.
No, he's gonna kind of freeze and kind of push Nimbus away and kind of just try to gently close it again.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
All right. Dirty 20.
Yeah, easy enough. You start to open the door, you hear the chanting and you see this sort of ethereal glow of red energy coming out of the crack in the door, and you just, ooh, wrong room, pull the door closed.
Sorry. Housekeeping.
Yeah, Des is just
Game
gonna
on,
come
Cully.
back around. Okay. There's a room over there that there's something glowing red and there's a lot of chanting.
Chanting.
We're not
I
here
think
to
we-
make friends.
Right.
Fun.
But I just think we should prepare ourselves.
Okay, that's a good
Ow.
idea.
All right,
Come up with a
group
plan.
huddle. You
Xanthi.
can
kind of
do
plan.
it. You're good enough. You're strong enough. Let's kill some
Okay.
bad people.
Do we just shove Nibis through the door and see what happens?
Yes.
I don't.
Gird your
Okay.
loins, everyone. Here we go.
Right.
Good.
Alrin, I have a
Good
question for
those
Alrin. What are you doing right now?
Alrin, you still with us?
I'm still here. Like every now and then, you hear a snapping of my mage hand snapping somewhere.
So
Or
at,
don't you?
where would they hear it right now?
So they would hear it in between all of them. So they would hear the snapping here, but I'm still there. And I'm still watching behind and around until they say it's go time.
So Des will use.
And you're
mage hand.
crawling around on the walls and ceiling and that sort of thing? So they're hearing the
Yes.
snapping from like above them or what?
Yes.
Got you. Okay.
Are you clicker training us?
Apparently.
In
I
case
really need to urinate right now.
Yeah. Des will use mage hand to open the door down there this time so Nibis can go through.
Get his ass, Nibis.
Okay, go in, Nimbus. We'll send him
So-
in.
All right.
He'll push the door open.
Chopper sick balls, basically, is the command I'm giving to Nibus too.
Okay. That sounds good.
Storm the ritual.
With your mage hand, you swing open the door, and the chanting grows louder and louder and louder as you do.
one?
The hall fills with this distinct glow of red arcane energy.
Xanthi covers her ears.
What are they
And the
doing?
room opens.
Where are these freaks?
Apparently, it's room number 10.
They all
The door
have
opens,
names.
and you see these three. Don't worry about the names. You don't know any of that. You see these three individuals that seem to be chanting and almost rhythmically walking in a circle around some sort of a strange cauldron that's giving off this sick, almost overpowering, sickly energy. Let's see. I think I need Desmond and Nibis to make wisdom saving throws, please.
All
All
right. I'm gonna use one of my advantages. Thanks, chat.
Thank you, chat.
There's no way that he made this. I don't see what his saving throws are.
It's probably just a roll a d20.
Yeah, it's a 7.
Okay.
His wisdom is mine. Yeah, 7.
Okay. He begins to move into the space.
That was an 11 for Des.
An 11 for Desmond. Desmond, you now have the frightened condition. As this overwhelming, sickly feeling comes upon you, you do not want to go near that. In fact, you sort of like are gasping
Yeah,
for
Des is
almost like a panic attack kind of vibe as Nibis gets pulled into the reverie of whatever's happening. I would like everyone to roll initiative. Ooh. 25 to 20, please.
That is a 22 for me.
Okay. 15 to 20. 10 to 15.
Des got a 10.
Okay. Anyone else? 10 to 15? No. Okay.
There's a lot of us. Nobody else.
5 to 10.
7.
I also got a 7.
Okay. And what about Alrin?
3.
Okay. We'll go Xanthi, Nori, and then Alrin. All right. Luarn at the top of the order.
Oh boy. I am Reiki. All right. I'm gonna hold my breath just in case that has anything to do with it. And get to still in the ceiling. What do I see when I see these guys?
You see these three men that seem to be almost rhythmically dancing around this cauldron. Okay. There's this sick light source that illuminates from this strange cauldron in the middle of the room. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Of 2, I will also use one of the advantages. Thank you, chat.
Okay.
Nice. That is saving throws. That is a 16.
Yeah, you feel this distinct sense of dread that starts to envelop you, but you are able to steel yourself against it and push it off as best you can as you see these men who appear to be engaged in some sort of unspeakable act of dark revelry. What do you want to do?
Are they holding anything? Do they have like focuses or?
They are dressed
weapons?
in these gowns, these dark gowns, like robes, basically. It's unclear whether or not they have any sort of weaponry or otherwise, but they do have strange runes that appear to be carved into the skin of their hairless skulls and almost to be weeping sort of a strange ichor out of them.
Gross, guys. It's gross. All right.
It's dark revelry, baby.
All right. I'm moving to there and I am
Baptized in pus knows what I'm talking about.
after Hephis.
What are you going to do to him?
I'm going to whip him good.
Whip it. Whip it good.
All right.
Do I sneak up on them? Is this an advantage attack?
I will say, give me a stealth check.
Love it.
Give me a stealth check.
Nice. That is a 19 stealth check.
Yeah, they don't see you coming, so this will be a sneak attack situation.
All right, Hephis, get ready, baby.
Yes.
Say 18 on the die. I'm gonna assume that hits.
Yes, it does actually.
Okay. All right.
I think it's very old school to assign names to like bad guys in a dungeon just to keep track of them. But usually, like if you look at the old modules and stuff, you never get to learn their names. Let's be honest, you're killing these guys before you have a meet and greet usually. But it's still kind of fun. All right.
15 total damage.
15 total damage, and you're using your whip, yeah?
Correct. Magical whip.
15 on Hephis. You crack the whip and it smashes across the side of his face, drawing a gout of blood that sprays down on the floor in front of him. And all three of them begin laughing in unison as the hall begins to echo with their laughter. And all three at the same time look up exactly to where you are in the ceiling.
Okay, guys, this is not good.
Anything else on your turn, Luarn?
I'm all done.
Okay, they are going to move forward. Nibis actually failed that wisdom save. What did you roll for it? Sorry, Shell.
Nibis did. It rolled a 7.
Okay, so Nibis is sort of in a strange situation where Nibis is not sure what to do, being controlled by his master, but also seeing these creatures that wield dark energies as well. Nevertheless, Jambu comes up and is going to slice the throat of Nibis if he can. He's going to make a roll to do so. I'm going to use one of my advantages for this. I believe that's going to hit with a 17 total. And that is going to be 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And
He's
then
still
another attack. That's cocked. Yeah, that's a dirty 20. Nice. For another 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then these other two guys, we'll call it Hefis, after getting a nice attack from you, Luarn, is going to use their action to cast a spell. Please roll a wisdom saving throw. Actually, hold on one second. It's not a wisdom save. It is an attack. Melee spell attack. All right, I'm going to use an advantage on this one. So I am down to 2 after this. Ooh, 19 on the die. That's definitely going to hit you.
Yeah, it'll hit you.
Yep, with bonuses and whatnot. So you watch as Hefis, after taking this attack across their face, the blood that drips down this weird black ichor, he just kind of, with his tongue, licks some of it into his mouth and then reaches out and casts a spell as this necrotic energy shoots from his fingers, almost analogous to what I picture like the Emperor, and just and this dark necrotic energy comes at you. This is no joke. Let me roll some damage. Uh, 12 points of necrotic damage.
Ouchie.
Also, give me a quick acrobatics, or no, give me a dexterity saving throw. I want to see if you are hit so hard that you fall off the ceiling.
Okay. Dex saving throw is a 19.
Yeah, you're fine. You maintain your grip on the ceiling with your magical slippers, boots. Yep. So that was Hefis, and Jimbu, and Karak is going to cast a spell as well. And I would like, Shell, if you could please give me a wisdom saving throw for Nibis 2.
That is a 1.
Yeah.
Natural 1.
Okay, great. So you can just barely see this, Nori. Not really, but Luarn, you can. You watch as Nibis just walks, shambles across the space, and just stares at the wall, the corner of the space, kind of like in Blair Witch Project, just kind of standing there in the corner, staring at the wall. That was so freaking scary to me when I was a kid. All right.
Worst part.
Yeah. So that was their turn. Desmond.
Well, Des got frightened, so is that still in effect?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay.
You're
so he
frightened for
can't
this
move
round.
towards them, correct?
Yeah. You cannot willingly move closer to the source of fear. You have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of fear is within line of sight. So that doesn't pertain right now because you're around the corner.
Yeah. I don't know what else he can do right now. I guess in case it spills out, he's gonna back up a little bit and just be ready, i.e. take the dodge action.
Okay, smart. All right, that's Desmond's turn. Xanthi, you want to get in the mix?
She is going to cast her magical spirit guardian. When you got one trick and you use it every time. Okay, so she casts spirit guardians, and you see little winged snakes that pop up all around her that then look at her and then fade into little 6-winged fairies. And she's like, okay, guys, like, how do you feel about sorcerers? Because, like, there's some, like, bad cultist sorcerers that are around the corner that I would really like you to help me out with. And then she's gonna take a couple steps forward. And, yeah, hopefully she can get some of them.
Give me a wisdom save.
Okay, with advantage. If I
Okie
may.
doke. Burn one of your advantages.
I will. I'm going to roll real dice, even though that's not usually any better. Okay. Okay. 17.
Okay, yeah, you steel yourself against the power of death and danger and fear and enter into the space.
Okay.
Right, you good?
Yep.
Okie doke. Let's go over to Nori.
Nori's gonna pull out the sword. Eyes go black.
We lost your audio.
Yeah, we
Shelley.
lost it
Yeah,
for a
are you
second.
talking too quiet or something? Oh.
I can't hear you.
A table flip.
Try muting yourself and unmuting yourself. Did you pull your microphone out by accident? Like
No,
the cord?
she's like
Oh,
freezing up.
Yeah, we're
Uh-oh.
getting.
It's your
It just knows that
it's your
this-
neighbor
it's
in the
time for the
basement
stream to end.
using all your bandwidth.
Oh,
There she's
there you
back.
are.
We
You're
heard
back.
you
She's
laugh.
back.
Yeah,
okay.
quick. What do you want to do?
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
Armor of Agathis.
Nice,
Firing it
nice,
up.
nice.
Turn
Okay.
icy weird with the black eyes, and I'm
Love
gonna
it.
run in here. Bonus
Yeah.
action.
Give me a wisdom save.
Right, with an advantage.
Yes. Burn them. Burn those advantages. What's up, Lee?
Burn.
Welcome in. Scottish Jeff.
Wisdom save is gosh, that's a 21.
Nice.
Bonus action hex on Jambu. That's all I
Okay.
can do.
He be hexed.
Yep.
Okay, that's great. Alrin, what are you doing, buddy? You want to play? What's
I
going
wanna
on?
Play.
You can play with us.
Jamboree.
What you hear, because you don't see me, is I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. And doggone it, people like me. As I inspire myself with my blade flourish,
Ooh,
And-
sexy.
I'm coming in hot in the room. That gives me an extra 10 feet of movement, which may or may not help me depending on how this goes. But again, on the ceiling, invisible, I'm coming into the fray. So let me know. I got to make a saving throw at some point, right?
Yep, you do. Once you get into that square room, I would like you to make a saving throw, please.
So I assume I can get into the room since I'm able to crawl all over the place. And I have
Yeah, yeah. You're crawling on the ceiling and the walls at this point. I'm just making the assumption that neither you or Luarn are on the floor unless you tell me specifically that you're on the ground.
So I'm going to use an advantage on the saving throw.
Please do.
I have to.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
That's a 9.
And your bardic
Ooh.
inspiration?
You are.
No?
He didn't use
Inspires
bardic
himself.
inspiration. You are overcome with fear, and have the inability to move any closer to the source of that fear, which is this room, the room that all these
Okay.
guys are in. So, what do you want to do with the rest of your turn?
I'm going to cast a spell.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Cloud of Daggers.
Ooh.
Okay. Sounds cool.
So that is going to be, I'm going to cast it on the guy that's hexed, Jambu.
Okay. Jaboo.
So I become visible,
Yep.
which is fine because it's an attacking spell anyways. So he's going to get a Cloud of Daggers on his square.
Okay. 5 feet. Okay. Very cool. A creature takes 44 slash damage when it enters a spell area for the first time or when it starts its turn in that area. And this is on Jambu. Jambu.
I'm just imagining they're starting their turn and each of the little fairies grabs a magical dagger and just stabs them.
Yes. They're like volleyball spiking them. Take this, take this.
There we go. So it's basically right in that space. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Very cool. Okay, you cast your spell. That's a good move because there's no roll associated with it. It just happened. So well done. All right, that brings us to the top of the order. We're gonna, if you guys are cool, we'll go a little bit longer, wrap up this encounter, and then we'll probably call it for the night. Okay.
Yeah.
So back at the top of the order, Luarn.
All right. I'm gonna go after the one that I have advantage on, which is now that the hexed Jambu guy. Or rather,
Jambu's not long for this world.
It's not long for this world, sucker.
That's what I like to think.
That's a 17 to hit.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That will hit.
Sweet. Hmm. 18 points on Jambu.
Okay. Yeah, Jambu is not going to last very long with the predicament he's got himself into, for sure. Okay.
And I'm going to move to the other. I'm going to go along the ceiling to this corner.
Okay. That sounds good. Xanthi, give me your damage roll for your guardians right away. And I will roll some saving throws for Jambu and Hephis. Oh, let's see, where is their wisdom saving throws? Okay, so 16 for Hephis and 6. I rolled 2 16s. So they'll take half your damage. Yeah?
Okay, 12.
So still take 6?
Yep.
You got it. All right, so Hephis.
Radiant. If that
Neither
matters.
of them is looking very good at all. Karok is looking okay. All right. And then because it's their turn, Hephis is going to step back out of that. And however, Jambu is going to try to stab Nori.
Did he take the dagger damage too? Did I?
Start of his turn.
Oh yeah, start of his turn. Thank you for the reminder. That go ahead and roll that damage, Vamp. He may not be doing much. We'll see.
Only 7.
Only 7, huh? Well, he's not down, but he's really fucking close. Okay, so that means he gets to attack. He's going to attack Nori with a couple of dagger strikes.
Nori's showing him her neck. Go ahead, try it.
Yeah. Okay,
So
he will.
cocky.
I'm going to use advantage. Oh, that is going to be, it's only a 16.
Darn
Okay.
it, no.
Didn't hit?
Nope.
All right, I'll try harder next time. All right, he's going to make a second attack.
Better.
That is also a 16, so he misses with both attacks. We're going to go ahead and say that Karok is going to go ahead and make an attack against, let's see, who can he see? Yeah, okay, Karok is going to cast a spell and try to hit Xanthi with it. I'm going to use my last advantage. Burning those advantages here. There it is. Well, it's a 17 on one of the dice, so dirty 20 total.
Shield.
Okay, yeah. With that, you block this necrotic energy that sources from his fingers, comes across the room, and you put up this magical barrier and it deflects it. There's like this cool sort of like two energy fields sort of like fighting each other, but your shield certainly wins out against that attack. And then Hephis is going to... Yeah, is gonna cast Spiritual Weapon. Bring in some shit. Let's see, what can we use for a Spiritual Weapon? Ooh, we'll use this. He's going to cast it right next to Alrin, up on the ceiling area.
Next to Luarn?
Or sorry, Luarn, my bad. And he's going to use it right away to attack, because you can do that with spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Ooh, I don't think that's going to hit. That is only a 12. I don't think it's going to hit you. Yeah. All right. So that's his bonus action. And then I believe, let me just double check. I think that's their turn. Yep, that's their turn. We'll jump to Desmond.
Okay. So
Desmond, you are no longer frightened, but you are also not immune to the effects of that source of fear until you succeed on a save from it. So you can try to re-enter that room, but you're gonna have to make a wisdom saving throw again, is what that means.
Yeah, seeing that that all his friends have gone in there, he's just gonna and just with his crossbow out, kind of try to bolt in through the doorway.
Okay.
And see what he sees.
All right, give me a wisdom save. You see a battle taking place.
You know what the heck? I'm gonna use another advantage.
There we go.
I got a bunch of them.
Thanks to the chat.
Yes. I really want to not be scared again.
No.
Better. I rolled 2 17s plus.
Yeah, that's plenty. You're fine.
Total.
You bury the fear down deep as you step into the space.
So Des will keep moving, sidestepping Nori, and he's gonna get up here.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he's gonna take a shot at Hephis with his crossbow.
Okay.
Because he's got it out right now. Dirty 20 to hit.
Yep, hits.
Pretty good. Total of 13 piercing.
All right, 13 piercing against Hephis. Nice. Tell me how you kill Hephis with your shot.
He's just gonna kind of slide into the room and kind of pop up, and that was Karak. Yeah, that guy. Just fire off a bolt and just put it right into his face.
Yeah, just point blank right into one of his eye sockets as he just goes against the wall and then just slowly slides down the wall. You can just see this dark, almost black blood making a smear as he slides down the wall. Anything else, Desmond?
He's just gonna bonus action just engage to this point right here. Disengage from Jambu.
Okay, sounds good. Xanthi.
Xanthi is going to move forward. Yeah, she'll stay there. Can she see what is this thing in the middle of the floor? What is it?
Give me a quick perception check.
Okay. 7.
It looks like a cross between a brazier and a cauldron of some kind. It's a vessel that seems to be emanating a dark like a dark red glow.
Okay. Gosh. She's gonna ignore it, and she's gonna fire bolt Karak. You know what? With advantage, because why not?
Okay.
25.
That will hit.
For 11 fire damage.
Okay. Yeah, you scorch the flames. His robes start to sort of singe, and all of the little loose fibers of the old. These are pretty old robes. They start to like just sort of curl as you blast him with fire. He howls in pain, and then sort of like looks back at you and smiles. None of them have said anything, as if perhaps they have not much to say to you. Do you want to do anything else, Xanthi?
No, she'll just encourage her fairy friends. Like, okay, so like that one's bad and that one also.
Yeah, like they need encouragement. All right, cool. Give me Nori, let's get to your turn here. I would like you to make a wisdom save for Nibis. Nibis 2,
Okay.
please.
Ooh, Nibis has got a 10.
Nibis stays staring Blair Witch style into the corner. What would you like to do, Nori?
I would like to swing at Jambu with
Okay.
advantage.
Yeah, please do.
My first swing, anyway. Oh,
Okay.
there goes that dice.
Wild dice.
Wild dice.
You like to throw them across the room sometimes.
I do. All right, that's a 24
Hits.
for my first hit. So he's hexed, so he's getting some necrot as well. That's 10 total, 3 of which are necrotic.
Describe to me how your necrotic damage kills this cultist.
I will take my sword, I will just poke him gently in his chest, and I'll say, "What's that there?" And as that is, blackness is spreading out, I'll flick him up through the head as he looks down at what I'm poking at. So I've sliced his skull in half.
Gotcha.
What languages do you speak, Nori, out of curiosity?
Common, Elvish, and Gnomish.
Okay. Does anybody speak Abyssal by any chance? No. Okay.
Skip school that day.
Yep.
Yeah.
You hear him mutter some words that make no sense to you, but it also it's a seeming some sort of a strange lisp or speech impediment of some kind. Makes no sense. It makes no difference. You cut him in half from head to toe and basically drop him to the ground in 2 pieces as he just sloughs into 2 segments of what used to be a semblance of a man, perhaps. That individual is no longer with us. The only one that still remains is Karak and Karak's spiritual weapon.
Could I do my movement over to Karak and do my second attack on him?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
So
I'm gonna do that with advantage too.
There you go.
Thanks, chat.
Thanks a lot, chat.
Oh gosh, that was terrible. Okay.
Yeah.
14?
14, you say?
Yeah.
Hit. 14 hits.
Oh yeah. Okay. Again, 10 damage, 3 of which are necrotic. Exact same
10
hit.
damage. Okay, not dead, but not looking good as you come in and slice through him. A gout of this black blood sprays across the floor.
Bonus action, move the hex. I should have done this first, but I didn't.
Yeah,
Over
you can do
to Karak.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So one thing I forgot last time with this hex, I choose an ability for disadvantage,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be wisdom.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, Alren. If you're gonna move towards this situation, I'm gonna need you to make another wisdom save. You are currently just coming off of being frightened.
I will do that. I will use another advantage because why
All right.
not? The chat,
It's fun to roll with advantage all
It's
the
so
time.
Yes.
isn't it though?
Chat really loves you guys tonight. That's all I can say.
15.
Which we
love the
appreciate.
chat.
Which we
Yeah.
appreciate. But
15
man,
high
you guys
enough?
make my job hard.
I think so.
Say it again.
15.
Is 15 high enough?
15 is high enough. You steel yourself and push that fear away, knowing that your friends need you. What do you want to do with your action?
I'm running in on the ceiling and I'm just gonna swing at this guy from the ceiling. Let's see what happens.
Would you say that you have a feeling on the ceiling?
Ooh, what a feeling to be striking from the ceiling.
All right, let's get it.
17 on the die, so that is
Hits.
a 24 to hit.
Yep, that's a good hit.
Let's see.
Perfect time
9
to decapitate him.
9 points of slashing damage from the ceiling.
9 points of slashing damage. You watch as the spiritual weapon disappears, Luarn. Alrin, tell me, how do you destroy Karak?
I mean, I'm on the ceiling, so I just take his head right off from above. Hopefully I can get the head in the cauldron.
3
that
points.
would be
Badass.
fantastic.
Yeah, shit, why not? You slice the head off and it rolls down. It kind of goes around, like you're not sure if it's going to go in. And then with a bated breath, it falls in, and it's at that moment when the entire room is bathed in darkness. Desmond, your lantern is blown out, and you guys find yourselves in complete and utter darkness. And that, my friends, is where we're going to end tonight's session.
And
we will
you hear
pick up
the
there.
lightest of farts of fear.
Fear farts are real, man.
Fear fart.
They are real. Awesome session, guys. Great job on destroying these guys that were just praying. They were just in the room praying.
Just minding their own
Just
business.
minding their own business, you know, giving alms to their gods and all that good stuff. But they were up to some nasty shit, and that was no joke. Great work, everybody. Thanks to everybody in the chat for supporting the Heroes of Greyhawk and enabling them, quite frankly, to be heroes. So thank you for that.
Giveaway, people.
We're trying to live up to the title of our campaign. So thank you for being part of that. We do, as Chad is talking about, we do have a giveaway. We are going to be giving away a copy of The Hidden Paradise from our friends at CZ RPG Publishing. This thing is pretty damn sweet, as are all of their supplements, but this is a 5th edition supplement, something that you can drop into an existing campaign, use to kick off a new campaign. It has some Feywild sort of vibes to it, and some beautiful artwork, as the example here on the screen will show you. There's some great stuff in here. 20 pages of great layout and artwork of lore with location with complete lore, detailed encounters, new stat blocks, custom artwork, 40 battle maps, and a regional map to go with it. So this is pretty awesome. We're also giving away a set of Gary Con dice donated by our good friend, Mr. Vamp Wickman. If you do select the dice, we do ask that you have a shipping address within the continental United States to make sure that Chad doesn't have to pay up the wazoo for shipping. And Chad, thank you for that generous donation for the giveaway tonight. So in order to enter, just type !drawing to get in on that. We will draw that winner in just a couple of minutes. Before we do, I would like to once again go around our virtual tabletop and have my friends introduce themselves one more time. Tell us what they have going on out there in the wide world, and where we can find you. Let's start with Shelly.
Okay, hey yo guys, I'm Shelly, also known as Flea Monkey out in the world, and Flea Monkey, hey, it's Flea Monkey on Instagram and Thread. Hey yo, but just hey, it's Flea Monkey, not hey yo.
That'd be cool.
You can
though.
also find me on Wednesdays over on Tythalanos' channel doing Pathfinder, and it's great. And I play a goblin, and it's really fun. Whatever. And then Thursday is Ashley's game, which is also great, The Undying Sky, and I'm there back here on Tuesday.
Hell yeah. Shelly, so glad to have you at the table always. You always add so much to it, and I appreciate you very much. Also, guys, if you're not following Tythalanos, I just gave a shout out in the chat. Please go over and follow our good friend Ty. He is not only an awesome GM, he's a great friend and player, and is also in Ashley's Thursday night game, which is, again, a fantastic game. Ashley, why don't we jump to you so you can tell us a little bit about that in addition to the other stuff.
Hey everybody, I'm Ashley, also known as Minnesota Muse. You can find me as Minnesota Muse on our Discord or on Blue Sky, or as Minnesota Muse 99 on the Threads. So we're talking about Thursday. Thursday, I DM The Undying Sky with some of these lovely players, and it's kind of my Oops All Warlocks campaign where they have been forced to take on the patronage of a dark god, and they don't know what they really have gotten into, but they will. So stop by on Thursday on this channel and check out that for some good fun. I am also going to be in a game on Saturday, April 13th at 10 a.m. EDT, so it's like 9 a.m. CST, with on Lord Gazumba's channel, and the DM is the ever mysterious Tim.
Okay.
So come
Good
by
luck with that.
and check that out too. That should be a lot of fun. We are all playing halflings.
Yay, that'll be cool. Awesome. Thank you, Ashley. Let's jump over to Andy G3D.
We all know the most dangerous Tims are the mysterious Tims.
That's true. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. My name is Andy, also known as Andy G3D here on Twitch and in other places around the internet. Yeah, you can find me here every Tuesday night playing Dez, dodging curses, putting on strange rings, you know, just having a good time with his friends in the basement in this accursed, musty smelling basement. But yeah, you can also find me on Thursday nights playing in Ashley's game, Gren. He is a very different type of character from Dez. He's from a more noble background and a little bit of a goody two-shoes at times. Or he just doesn't want to get in trouble, basically.
I'm sure you'll get into plenty of trouble over there on Thursday nights with Ashley. Awesome, Andy. Thank you so much. Andy not only is playing in that, but producing, and we couldn't do it without Andy's help. So thank you for that, my friend. Let's jump over to Jose.
Hey everybody, I'm Jose. Thanks for stopping by today and helping us out so much. That was very much appreciated. You can find me out in the world at JJ Ortiz Art, mostly on Twitter. I am your friendly neighborhood TTRPG artist. I do personal commissions, work for companies, and we have a super secret project that we're working on right now. It's going to be hopefully kickstarting at some point that Dave is somewhat involved in as well. You can find me apparently here on Tuesdays now until we get out of this hellhole. And
it never ends.
Having a great time.
Yeah,
we got you now.
It's great to have you here, and Luarn is a fantastic character, and it's cool how it kind of worked out because we had done the one shot, of course, the Eye of Twilight, which is tied to this, and it was just a great connection. So I'm glad you were able to jump in while Vamp was off doing Gary Con stuff, and now we have like everybody here. It's so exciting. So
overlapping.
Yeah. So thank you for that.
Full circle, man.
It's a Venn diagram of good stuff. Last but certainly not least, let's go over to Mr. Vamp Wickman.
Hey everyone, Chad here, Vamp Wickman. I've read The Fox and the Raven, the old tale about the fox that steals the raven's cheese. So keep to yourself. I'm just a quiet, unassuming introvert on the internet that's full of shit, apparently. No, I'm here on Tuesdays having a blast as Ulrin. I'm also going to be on Sundays. I think it's 4 p.m. Eastern time to 7 on the Gary Con channel, playing an equally psychopath fighter that just wants to beat up people. Had a great time at Gary Con and Founders and Legends. I'm glad I got to meet as many people as I did. Had a blast there. All of you were wonderful. Glad I got to have a beer and had a bonanza of weirdness, as some of us call it. But I am so happy to be here. Thank you so much, Dave, for running the game. It's
of course,
a blast.
Man.
I'm glad to be back. And I guess I could just chalk up one more week that you didn't kill me.
Dude, I'm trying the best I can.
Yeah.
And letting the dice fall where they may. I am definitely putting some challenges in front of you guys, but the chat loves you. They love the Heroes of Greyhawk, so that's great. And you guys are easy to cheer for. So
yes. And as the chat says, I'm good enough, smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
Oh man, so many good references tonight. Thank you, Chad. It's been a pleasure having you in this game, and I hope this continues for a long time. All right, so. You all know me. I'm Dave. You can find me generally in the Discord. If you want to get in on some gaming, I am with my friends in Discord playing and running some Shadow Dark. We have a session 0 on Saturday morning, this Saturday. Shelly, can you double check what time that's at for me real quickly? I don't have that in front of me, but it's in the morning. I want to say it's at noon. That's not really morning, but morning-ish. We have a Shadow Dark session 0. We're onboarding new players. Those new players could be you. If you want to come over and get involved, jump over into our Discord and message me, and we will give you some information. It's a fun West Marches style game that we've been playing for a couple weeks now. I think we've, 10 or so sessions. You can jump in and jump out when you need to in terms of the sessions themselves. Very, very convenient type of gaming. But that's coming up on Saturday. And then, of course, don't miss out on the Thursday night game with Ashley. And then we'll be back here next Tuesday to see where things go with this sweet ass dungeon crawl of a very crazily laid out dungeon. This is actually a published dungeon from one of the modules that we are kind of messing around with a little bit, because we like to mess around with some modules. All right. All of that said, should we give away some stuff? What do you think? One last chance, my friends. We're giving away some digital loot from CZRPG and some real rocks, some dice to give away. So you basically have like 1 second here to get in on this.
A buddy told me with the bandana and the hat, I look like a less creepy Bret Michaels. I'll take it.
Okay.
Show me that rock bustle.
Less creepy. Okay.
Less creepy.
Okay.
All right.
So
it's not a high bar.
Here we go. All right. We are going to go ahead and get this drawing done. Last chance, my friends. ! Drawing to get it on the action. Ashley, could you please give us the 5-second countdown?
All right, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Downrider, who has helped these heroes traverse this dungeon. Downrider, if you are still hanging out with us, please let us know. We'd like to give you some stuff. We'd like to give you some loot. Let's see if Downrider's here.
Quit on me, man.
Oh, did they leave?
They might not be here. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell who's still here and who's left, to be honest with you. I'm not exactly sure how to do that. Okay.
They're not in the chat.
All right, so let's go again. 3, 2, 1. Little Bird 84, is Little Bird here still? Tweet, Little Bird, you just won. If you're still here, please let us know. And
Give
you can walk away with some new dice or some digital content from CZRPG. Totally up to you to choose. Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
So Little Bird, would you like the dice or would you like the digital content? You let us know, please. Yes, beginner's luck. That is so cool. Let us know what you would like, and we'll just go ahead and do the final drawing. Glass Jaws is our second winner. So Little Bird, please let us know what you would like, and we will make sure that we get your information to give you that stuff. And Glass Jaws, I think you're still here. I just saw you posting about a second ago. You are the second winner. So I will reach out to the both of you to get this squared away. In the meantime, we are going to find some folks to raid into. So hang tight with us for just a second while I search the list of folks that are streaming right now. Oh, yeah.
Can confirm the Shadow Dark is at 12. You were correct.
Okay, sweet. Thank you for that, Shelly. We are gonna go over to Lady Magdalena. We're gonna raid over into Lady Magdalena. I don't think we've raided them before. It looks like they're playing some Baldur's Gate, and it looks like they're getting into some serious hijinks. So let's jump over there. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you for getting us to a hype train, for donating the advantages to our heroes and myself. Thank you for all the gift subs. This was an insanely generous night. I don't know what happened or why, but we really appreciate you. And mostly we just like having you all around hanging out with us. To us, that's the big takeaway. So thank you very, very kindly for that. I'm going to go ahead and hit the music. We're going to get out of here and raid into our friends. So thank you all. We will see you Thursday for the Undying Sky. See ya.
Golden Shears out.
Bye.
Golden Shears out.